Good day, and welcome to Chapter 40 of the Ironslag campaign, the Big 4-0. So,
Whoa.
yeah, as our campaign, I don't know, sluggishly paunches its
Slogs
way toward
along.
middle age,
Hey.
yeah, we find our characters a little bit sad, in mourning of a dearly departed friend, their companion, the frost giant Harshnag, who valiantly defended and saved the party's bacon when the ancient blue dragon attacked the eye of the Allfather.
It's always the goddamn ancient blue dragon too.
Yeah, well, you had run into this particular blue dragon at one point in the past, but you're still not quite sure who she is or what she wants, although Harshnag interestingly seemed to recognize her. But yeah, she came into the chamber of the temple, the area that you guys were in, and kind of almost ignored you guys and proceeded right towards one of the stone giant statue and took the form of a stone giant herself, and then took the weapon from that statue and was trying to make her way to the archway. And Harshnag was desperately trying to stop her, but wasn't having much luck penetrating her defenses. So he finally wound up having to collapse the entire temple and bring it down on top of her and him to prevent her from actually using the archway, which was seemingly what she was trying to do. But he did give you guys enough warning, and barely, in some cases, you managed to
Oh, come on.
escape the temple as it collapsed around you. But unfortunately, yeah, the entire ceiling caved in, and nothing you can think of would have allowed anything to live through that happened to be still in the area. Excuse me. So, yeah, so luckily you guys had gotten some additional answers on the locations of where some of these conches that you were looking for were. And after some debate, you basically had three that you knew of. These are in the possession of giant lords, and of their lairs, you had found definitively two new ones in addition to Ironslag. You knew Duke Zelto was one of the giant lords. He head of the fire giants, obviously, and his base of operation is Ironslag. In addition to him, you knew Queen Sarissa was from the Stone Giants, and the Frost Giant Jarl, is in Storvald in the. Here, I can move us to the map just to do a quick recap again of where you are. Yeah, Svardborg was in the Sea of Moving Ice in the northwest, and then obviously Ironslag was off to the east, and that is ultimately where you decided you were going to go next. Since you had been there before, you at least kind of knew the layout of, well, at least the how to get to it, and at least the entry levels to it. But you wouldn't be going in totally cold, so to speak. And it wasn't that far away from the Eye of the All-Father, kind of in the same latitude, roughly. So yeah, you took your shiny new airship off to the east. Didn't have too much trouble on the way, and you actually had made it there, if I recall correctly, and you had come up with a plan where you were going to, through shape shifting, basically carry you guys up to the Yak Folk village where you had previously entered Ironslag. So, but you had parked the airship some distance away from the mountain, such that any fire giants moving in and out of the main entrance, the big adamantine doors that you figure there's no way in hell you'll get through, you obviously didn't want to park right in front of there. So they parked the airship in a grove of trees not too far away, so that it was reasonably concealed with all the rest of the hilly landscape. And then from there, you were planning to transport the rest of the party through different wild shaping or other transmutive methods. which I can't remember. Was it Groot? Were you just going to take a couple trips in large bird form? Okay. I couldn't remember if somebody else was going to try and do something as well.
I was going to turn into a giant bird eagle as well.
Oh, you were?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, I seem to recall something where you were going to double
Because I
up.
thought we figured it out that we could do it in one trip.
Yep. Yeah. So that way you guys you had enough carrying capacity that you would be able to take a couple, one or two other people with you, so enough to transport all 5 of you. And so if that's the plan, then I'm going to move you guys over to the map of the Yak Folk village. And where were you intending to set down as you were?
I thought we sat down before we even went up there.
I would set down on the west side.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the west side.
Yeah, so if you guys could kind of ping on the map, where you went. Okay, so you'd be on the other side of the bridge, but on that ledge between them.
Yeah, because that's the way into the. That's
You
the
don't
way
want to
down,
pop down right
Yeah,
in the middle?
because we want to get down to the staircase up there at the top.
Yep.
Don't we want to land somewhere like this?
Where is that, Tim?
Oh yeah,
Inside?
you're right. You're right. We're birds.
Yeah.
Where?
So like
Oh, you guys landing.
like
Okay,
Rand,
never
like,
mind.
right in there.
Well,
Yeah,
that's inside the mountain, so you don't. That's not like open
I
to the
thought it was
sky.
just walled in.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have to go through the door to get in.
Yeah, but I thought we can't land here because I thought that was.
Oh,
I
you're.
mean,
I thought that was
I'm sorry. I
outdoors.
didn't see your color is so light. I didn't notice it. Okay.
Oh,
See
sorry.
the
Let me
green one?
change it.
Or is that? Are you pinging where I'm pinging, Tim?
No.
No, Don,
hold
you're
on.
inside. That's behind the double
There you
doors
go,
and
yeah.
portcullis and everything. Tim's.
Oh, so that area is covered. That's not open.
That's not open. No.
Over here.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's making me use this really light color, but over here.
Oh, I see. See, you see the multiple sonar pings now over by some of the huts.
Oh, if you
Now
click
I
on the
guess
color
it's
next to
up,
the name, Tim, you can change it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, hey, look at that. Let's use bright red.
Of course, now I can't click away from it, but
Bing.
there. Now
We're gonna use
now
the
it's going to
same.
be like this multicolored
Bing.
rainbow.
Bing.
Okay, so you guys are going to land then in the west part of the encampment directly then.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, make a perception check as you land.
Everybody.
Sure.
We do it as an eagle, right?
Yes, I believe you'd use the physical statistics.
Hold on.
Actually,
Did they add a new tab? Collection? Is that a new tab?
which tab and where?
Oh,
Oh,
in the upper right, you know where the tabs are? Was collection? Is that there before? So it looks new to me.
In your character sheet?
No, in the main screen. You know, like the first one is chat, the second one is journal,
Oh,
third one is compendium, fourth one is jukebox for me, and I also see collection.
yeah, that has
I don't see
macros.
that.
The
I
macros.
see
seems
macros.
new.
Oh, it's decks. Decks of cards.
Oh yeah, decks
Oh.
of cards.
What? So like
loadable
anyone can
tables.
do that now? Okay. Yeah, that's
Apparently.
been always there.
Oh, maybe. Do you guys see it because you have like
GM. Right.
Well, but
Because-
normally I don't see.
No,
GM
I have
stuff.
it, and I've never done
Yeah,
that.
normally I don't see GM stuff when I'm logged in on someone else's game.
Yeah, I don't want to be adding
Um,
cards
Oh, I
to
see.
this.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So it's macros and decks. Oh, gotcha.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on, I got to roll my perception. So +3.
Ooh, Samuel's very perceptive.
20. Ooh, natural 20.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Excuse me. Okay, well, enough
I'm the
of you
loser
guys.
of the bunch, evidently.
So as
brushing
you're
your hair.
circling around, you guys spot. I'm assuming you're not like calling out, or you're not. You're just kind of circling around.
Right.
Yeah. Caw,
We're trying
caw.
to be silent.
Silent but deadly.
All right, so you spot in the eastern side of the camp a fire giant walking
Oh.
around.
What'd you do?
Okay.
Go. Well, shit on him.
So if you want, you can dive quickly enough to like get, below the level. He's actually tall enough that he can almost look over the top of the wall. But if you're at ground level on the other side, he won't be able to spot you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sounds
Okay.
like a plan to me.
All right, so you're going to take a quick drop down. I already rolled his perception and he did not notice. So you guys make a landing there and you can no longer see him.
Yeah.
Shit. How did he get over on that side?
There's a bridge.
Yeah. All right.
Well, okay, yeah. So that means that is he gonna be moseying on over?
Probably.
We don't know.
If I was if I was the GM, I would.
Just doing the rounds. He could be going on a smoke break or something too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Do
he
we
was
see
there.
any movement on this side of the west encampment?
No, but you hear some noises coming from the big tent or it's not a tent, it's the
Yeah. Right.
the
The
main
hut?
hut. Yes, thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Hut.
Okay.
Where'd we go?
What kind of
Yeah,
noises?
we disappeared.
Oh,
yeah,
you did?
I don't see us on the map anymore. After
I
you
got you on the
moved
wrong
us.
layer.
There you go.
There
No,
we
I
go.
see us.
Oh,
I
now
just
see
I had
it
you
now.
no, I had you in the wrong layer.
Ah,
When I moved the giant off,
layer.
I accidentally had you
are-
guys selected.
Are
Oh yeah,
20
and I'm a giant eagle too.
These are 20 feet, right?
One square is 10 feet.
10. Okay.
What I will do is I will just loop around the entire encampment, flying just above the rooftops.
Okay. What is everybody else going to do?
I'm going to kind of. So we hear stuff coming from this center, right?
Yeah, you hear the sounds of stuff just kind of being moved around and rummaged through, and it sounds like whatever's
Okay.
doing it might be a little bit big.
All right. Well, I'm gonna kind of get behind this hut right here, just to while Groot the Eagle is doing his patrol.
Okay.
Yeah. Good idea. I'll move over there too.
Okay.
I'm just gonna perch up on here
Okay.
and
So,
look around.
what is your movement rate, Groot, when you're in eagle form?
Let's find out.
80 feet flying.
80 feet.
Okay, so why don't you put yourself 80 feet distance wherever you want to be? That's going to be at what point something may happen.
Not
So I
saying
can't-
that it
yeah.
will.
Okay. Okay, so at that point, out of that hut, you see another fire giant emerge from the front, just barely making it through. He literally just almost had to crouch over, not quite hands and knees, but then he kind of straightens up and like kind of stretches and cricks his back.
Where'd I go?
What's that, Tim?
You're right there.
Oh, I was up here.
I moved you. Let me, is there a way to change something?
I think it's all players, so.
You eagles just look all alike.
I'm the one with the white
They do.
circle around it.
Yeah, you can also put a little
Okay.
circle. Yeah.
I mean, I put a white circle around myself. So
Okay.
you're over here then?
Yeah. Yes. We'll do 5 feet.
I'm just perching and watching.
Oh, Tim, you're getting some feedback there.
Oh, that's weird.
It's
Yeah.
the flames. It's interfering with the bits.
Weird. Did everybody
I don't
else
know
hear that, or
why.
was that just me?
Yeah,
I heard it.
I heard it.
Okay.
I heard
I
it
also
too.
heard it.
That was my butt.
Is it gone now?
Yeah, it's gone now. It's just
Dave's butt, yes, it's gone now.
a transient thing. I just never trust my connection. Anyway, so this giant steps out. He basically is facing away from Tim, you, and Groot's on the other side of the hut, and the rest of you guys are hidden. He is looking around. I guess Samuel, why don't you make a stealth check against his perception? I'm assuming you're trying to hide. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's stealthy as. Yeah. baby.
Nice.
He has no clue. So he will head. Oh, wrong die. He actually heads north, away from you guys. So he heads up this way. He's just kind of ambling around, looking. Looks like he's kind of doing a patrol type thing.
We could do a 2 eagle rush.
Yeah.
Blind him with eagle poo in dive bombs.
Groot, were you trying to be stealthy?
Zagagus.
Because now he moved into basically into your field of view. If you're not,
I was flying, so
right. But if you're not trying to hide, he might still spot you.
So I spotted him before he spotted me, right?
Well, that's what I
Yeah.
need to check. If you were being stealthy, I have to roll an opposed check.
I wasn't being stealthy at the beginning. I didn't see anybody. But if I spotted him before he spotted me, or I heard him, then I would try and be stealthy.
Okay, so go ahead and make a stealth check and you-
Zagagus, they do nothing.
Don't roll a 1 and crash into the building.
Fly casual, Groot. Fly casual.
Oh Jesus.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, he had advantage.
That's not very
yeah.
casual.
No, he did unless he
You're
wants
an
to use his
eagle, though.
inspiration.
I trip over the roof.
Well, no, yeah, you spot a fire giant walking around the corner, and you're kind of momentarily taken off guard, and you kind of collide with the chimney on this hut. So you're not damaged or injured in any way, and you're still flying. But you do draw his attention. At first he kind of like quickly what the hell, but he sees you're a bird, so he doesn't like immediately attack. It just looks like he's kind of alerted to your presence.
Okay.
There are
I'm
certainly
going to fly casual.
fly casual, Chewie. Certainly been plenty of eagles around the mountains, so I don't think this would be something that he'd be alarmed necessarily, but probably respectful of them enough to know that they sometimes will attack. Okay, so what are the rest of you guys going to do then?
I'm just gonna stay. I was gonna perch up here and look around like I'm just some casual eagle,
Okay.
because I figure if he sees an eagle, it's not gonna look that weird up in the mountains. I may be wrong, but that's what I'm going with.
I'm kind of waiting for
Yeah, waiting to see what he does.
all clear from the birds. I'm gonna just stay hidden.
Samuel, same one.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay hidden.
Okay. And Groot, you're just going to kind of circle around, or what specifically?
Yeah, I guess I would do that.
Okay. So, all right. So he kind of watches you for a bit, circling around, and kind of keeps slowly walking this way. He eventually gets around enough to spot the other eagle on top, perched on top of the hut. And since you're both in eagle form, he thinks, oh, okay, so it's probably a mated pair or something.
You betcha.
Yeah. They're just looking to get
Wow.
busy,
Yeah,
waiting for me to leave, and
coquettish
then,
eagle.
the feathers are going to start flying.
Well, and if we're keeping an eye on him as he's kind of moving towards the west, I'm going to, creep more back around the hut to try and stay out of his line of sight.
Okay. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
Yeah, this way. Sure.
All right,
you.
so why don't you go ahead and make well, you haven't really moved out of his field of vision, and he's too far away to hear you, so that's not going to call for a perception check just yet. But he is basically slowly working his way around, it looks like, the perimeter, because he moves over to there, and it looks like he might start encircling the circumference of the camp.
Okay.
Ah, shit. All right.
So I'm just going to keep moving him bit by bit. So what do you guys want to do? He is indeed starting to circle around.
Okay. How high is this fence here? Can I step over it easily?
Good question. Let me look that up. 20-foot high walls of mortared stone.
No, this
Oh,
fence
that's-
right here, the barnyard fence.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'd see dozen multicolored pings in every direction. That fence is. The yak folk were basically just large in size. They probably would be like maybe 6 feet tall, enough to keep animals penned in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like a
Well.
solid fence either.
Yeah, I
It's,
mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
we could
it-
probably climb it.
It would, yeah, but it would be my luck that I would like
Fall.
get stuck on it and
Break a
flap the
board,
fence,
right.
Yeah, stuff like
Mhm.
that. So if we see him moving, I'm going to like walk outside the perimeter as well.
Yeah. Me too. I'm gonna just.
I know, kind
You
of.
said these are 10.
yes.
Are we going to attack these guys, or are we going to try to sneak past them?
Well,
what's the party plan?
I get the feeling that we're probably going to wind up tangling with this dude.
I think we should attack them because it's just really one or two of them out here
So
that we
I'm
know
just trying to get into a position where we have at least not disadvantage.
okay,
against
everyone
him.
freeze.
Right.
I'm going to.
Everyone freeze.
Okay.
And now roll initiative.
Yep, here we go.
Just because it's too chaotic having everyone move at random places.
All right.
Gotcha.
It's
Got
not.
it.
You're not in combat per se. I'm just going to use initiative
Right,
to track
right.
movement.
Right. Got it. Hold on.
Come on. All right, so it's not that much faster. Whoever's eating it's pretty loud.
All right.
And let me see. I'm going to put him on there too. Just. You know, it's actually kind of nice not having an NPC to have to worry about. Sorry, Harshnag. Okay, so let me get this out of the way here. Okay, so we'll start off with Serendial. Then I actually did just see you move there, so you can move.
Well, so let me tell you what I was planning to do. I was
Okay.
planning to move basically here and just hang out. And if I see him moving, like, I was going to wait till he gets down here, and then I might, like, I guess on my next turn,
Harass him.
pop over there and turn back into me and try to get into a point where I can zap him with a lightning bolt. That's the plan, but we'll see how it unfolds.
Okay, so
Nice.
you have to turn.
But
You have to go
land there.
switch back from animal form before.
No,
you
I
can
know.
do-
I know. So I just, for now, I'm just landing here and
Okay.
acting like an eagle. I'm acting like a coquettish eagle
Coquettish.
to my mate.
Okay, mirror.
Oh, that's funny.
I think. Let's see. Where's my? I can still see there. I think is about as far as I can see. So I'm gonna just stay there, and I'm not gonna ready an action or whatever. But I'm gonna hang there, and hopefully Samuel's gonna move closer to us. But
Okay.
we'll see what he does.
Valdry. You can see the frost or the fire giant. By the way, he's tall enough that he's towering over the tops of these huts.
Mm.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he has complete line of sight of you at the moment, mirror. He just hasn't
Oh,
spotted you
shit.
yet.
Okay. Oh, well, in that case, I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
move back there.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
far enough. I don't need to roll, right?
Yeah, I'm going to 10, 20.
Or
yeah,
if you're trying to be stealthy, then you would need to make an opposed stealth check. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I'm moving right back there.
There's mine.
Okay. Yeah, he didn't spot you even remotely.
Sweet.
And Don, you already made your check, didn't you? Oh no, you
Yeah.
didn't.
No,
No,
he
okay.
just moved too. So
Okay, so you needed me to do a stealth check as well?
If you
Great,
want
watch
to,
me
I mean, you
fall.
could just let him see you, but
Well, no, I don't want to do that. All right, stealth. There we go. Come on, watch me. Ah, Jesus.
I thought we were kind of hidden because the fence was 6 feet high.
fence is not solid.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
You can see through it.
I got it. Right.
Yeah, if you're right up against the building like you are now, the building itself does provide, line of sight
Sure.
blocking.
Cover. Yeah.
But while you were in between there, he definitely had line of sight.
Yeah.
Okay, so Valdry, you kind of get back into cover there, and Samrel, you don't see him right presently, but you can hear his heavy footsteps getting closer.
You can hear its fiery breath.
Footsteps.
What is this thing?
You're actually in an animal pen right now.
Yeah. What is this?
That's a
Is
cage.
there an animal in here with me?
Not at the moment. No, it looks like.
Don't mind us chickens.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You
I'm
remember
gonna
there
just
being
stick-
livestock on your last visit, but they're not there anymore.
I'm just gonna stick to kind of the outside of this and kind of listen to his footsteps and try to
Sneak attack him.
sneak. No, I'm gonna try to move around so that he can't see me. I mean, if he walks around the backside, I'm probably screwed because I can't really sneakily get out of the pen. But as long as he walks around the front side, I can kind of keep walking my way where he won't see me.
Okay.
How'd you get in there?
I just climbed the fence.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask. You wouldn't need a roll unless you were trying to do it quietly or something.
Right. No.
Okay, so that's you, Samrel. Groot.
I move to there and land and do nothing else.
Bacaw! Okay, the fire giant continues walking. Looks like he's continuing his perimeter. And Serendial.
All right, I'm gonna fly here. I should be out. Well, he's still. Well, I'm behind him. I assume he can't see me, or won't be actively looking at me. And then I will.
Yeah, well, you're not trying. Are you trying to be stealthy now? Because before you were kind of in plain sight. If you're flying at him and trying to be stealthy about it.
No, I'm not trying to fly at him. I'm trying to land right where my eagle is, and then turn back into me.
Okay, so you're going to land on the ground.
Right.
Okay.
And turn back into me, and that will be my turn.
Okay, I'm going to give him a check just to see if he notices you flying around, which you would notice him noticing, so you would be able to avoid your plan of action. Yeah, he... What was your stealth roll?
Hold on. Ha! I'll take my inspiration.
Okay. All right, yeah, he's completely oblivious, and you're able to land and reassume your normal form without
That's
him
my turn.
batting an eye. And Mirror, we're back to you.
I hear him.
Mhm.
Hear him coming closer.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna scoot in front of Valdry here and just get as close to the building as I can.
Okay.
I'm done.
And you, Valdry?
I'm gonna hold here for right now. since he can see us. I'm waiting to see if our Eagle combat air patrol distracts him enough that I can scoot around to the other side here or something.
Send in a keg. Okay. Then Samral, you are presently basically the same situation you were last round.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep to the wall there and have an action to sneak around if he comes around the front side.
Okay, so you're going to ready an action to move back around if you hear him. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Groot, you did see Serendial land and reassume normal form without apparently being noticed.
Actually, I think I will land on top of the chimney, and I'm gonna wait. Still wait.
Okay. Attempting to be stealthy or no?
No.
Okay. So he does notice you flap up and land on top of the hut. Again, he's just kind of warily watching you because, obviously, I've said before, eagles can attack, but if you're not actively being hostile, then, like I said, he's just being careful. And before he has a chance to go too much further, you guys hear kind of a rumbling noise, and the front doors to the area open up, and another fire giant enters.
Shit. Yep.
Damn.
And he...
Do the doors stay open?
Yeah, actually they do. He leaves them
Sweet.
open, and that's as far as he got in his turn. The other fire giant heard this. He looks over and just kind of gives a like a
How's it going, Fred?
Hey, Fred. Yeah, another day. He continues circumnavigating. He gets to about here, and that's as far as he gets.
Okay. I'm gonna ask a question out of turn. Sorry. Are there like rocks or anything around here?
Yeah, there's rubble. I mean, stuff that fell down the side of the mountain and landed in camp. And since the Yak folk apparently aren't here anymore, there hasn't been a lot of cleanup.
Right. Yeah,
Okay. So I guess it's just like I'm formulating. If I turn into a giant ape and I would be able to pick up a rock somewhere and throw
You can
it at
assume that
something.
there is ample rock ammo for throwing in the area.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
That means he could do the same, though.
Yes.
I get it.
Correct. Yep.
So yeah, Sorendil, it's your turn, and you are currently in normal form.
Yep, and I would not have seen Fire Giant 2.
No, but you would have heard the door open.
I would have heard it, but I'm just saying I wouldn't see him.
I wouldn't see you either. Luckily.
Hang on.
I actually do need to make a check
what
for
the
him because
hell?
he might be able to see Samral. No,
Yeah.
he rolled a 1, so never mind. He's completely oblivious. Even though the other fire giant is like literally like 2 degrees away, he didn't spot Samral.
Okay. I snapped my heels together. So now I'm moving fast. Well, I'm going to do my blade song instead, actually, because I can still go 40 with my blade song.
Is that a silent action?
It is a, well, here. There's blade song. There it is. Probably not wearing a medium or heavy armor. It graces you with supernatural speed, agility, and focus. It says it's active. It doesn't say.
Yeah, it
it's an
doesn't really-
arcane tradition.
Right, it doesn't go into the
Doesn't say-
mechanism that you use to enact it. I
Yes.
mean, it's called blade sawing, so I thought there might be some audible element to it.
I know, but it's weird that it's more of a dance. So
Yeah.
it's kind of odd.
So it's like you're dancing to an imaginary song. It's only in your
Yeah,
head.
Right.
But it ups my speed and it ups my AC. So I'm going to do that. And
Okay.
then I'm going to...
Serendil is moonwalking in the
Yeah,
I am. So I'm going to go ahead and launch a lightning bolt.
Lord
Ah,
of the dance.
Okay.
All right,
Make a
baby.
stealth check.
Game on, man.
Okay.
Game over, man.
So you launch a.
Um,
Okay, he got a 10, so he failed his save.
Nice.
so he just took a 32 lightning to the butt.
Kaboom!
All right, yeah, and there's a massive blast of thunder. Okay, and now you definitely have their attention.
Nice.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
he
we
kind of
started it.
whirls around and is like, the fuck? Okay, so that was your turn, Mirror.
The fuck?
All right.
The fuck
I'm
are
gonna
you doing?
move out here. And
Ho, 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 ho.
I gotta see how far away this dude is.
Yeah, the measurement tool also changed in the toolbar. It's now the little ruler thing
Yeah.
below the
Yeah.
magnifier.
105, so is that at disadvantage then? Or no?
With
It's
your longbow?
150,
No, that
right?
should be within regular
Yeah,
range.
perfect. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot my longbow. I gotta do my hunter's mark. I'm gonna, because it's a bonus action. So I'm gonna do that first. Ignore
Actually,
that
with,
6
where
on
you're
the
at right
top.
now, you would not quite have.
I
You'd
thought you
clip.
said they were taller than the buildings.
Oh, well, if you're shooting at his head, then that would be at disadvantage. But if you move,
Well, I can still. I have more movement. I mean,
yeah, you
I
just
can
need a
move
clear
here.
line of
Yeah.
effect to him. Yeah, that's fine then.
How's that? Better?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, as long as you can draw a straight line between you and his body, you're just
So there's
barely there. But
24.
that would hit. He's wearing
Okay.
He's wearing plate mail armor.
Yep. So it's 11, 21 plus 5, 26 points for that first one.
Okay,
And a 26.
that also hits.
Damn.
Yep. So 15, 21. Do you want me to use that same 5 for the hunter's mark? Because it's the same turn? Or do you want me to roll that again?
We can just use the same one.
Okay. So 26 again.
Okay. 2 definite owies. All right. So now he knows attacks are coming from 2 different directions. Voldry.
Yep. Sweet.
I'm going to move out by mirror, and then I am going to launch I believe a guiding bolt at him. I think that's I should be within range. Yep, well within range, so let's try a firebolt or a guiding bolt.
Ooh,
Bam!
crit.
Nice.
So, yeah, so I get Divine Strike now, level 8, so that's 7, 20, 30 points of radiant damage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You sizzle through his head, and he roars in fury and agony.
He's furious.
Furious. And Samuel.
Nice.
He still doesn't know you're there.
I mean, shit. I guess I'll step out. How far is this? Is this actually? These are 10-foot squares.
10, yep.
Yeah. So. Oh my god, this measurement doesn't work for shit. I don't know how to make it work. Whatever. I give up.
What are you trying to do?
Where you like click to one point and then move it
Oh.
to do like another direction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
use
but
you keep your left click down and then use the right.
Oh, you just I see. Okay. And then, so yeah, if I go, okay, I can get to like there. I probably can't climb over the fence. I assume it takes like double movement.
If you want to,
but you
yeah,
can
you'd have to use the rest of your action.
You can see through it though.
Yes, and you
So-
could
Oh,
even
yeah,
fire
so I'm
through
just
it.
I'm gonna cast a spell at him. And
Yeah, it doesn't provide you with
Spell
cover,
cast.
but it does provide.
Dissonant Whispers.
All right, a wisdom save. He got a 4.
Nice.
So he needs to use his reaction, I believe, to.
Away.
Takes 8 points of psychic damage, and he must
Run
use his
away!
reaction to run away
Run away!
as far as his speed allows from me.
Yeah. So,
Oh wow, he's gonna run right into Serendio.
Sorry, Serendiel.
Yeah,
Kaboom!
amazingly, giants have a 30-foot movement rate, which is kind of
Wow.
weird considering how big they
Yeah.
are. But
How big they
It's
are?
like one
How
step.
big their gate would be. Right?
I'm thinking that like they're like the classic slow motion style, like,
lumbering. Yeah.
So anyway, he does move 30 feet
Yeah.
further away from you.
Nice. Good job.
Okay, Samuel, that's your turn, Groot.
Well, now that I know he's used his reaction, I'm changing my plan.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna dive bomb him.
Ooh,
hmm
I always knew I should have kept an
I'm
eye on that
attacking.
bird.
Bite, bite, bite. Claw, claw,
And I
claw.
Yeah, he's got plate mail, so you scratch that up quite a bit, but so it's kind of like a flyby attack, I assume. You kind of fly in and then.
No, you're allowed to attack and move, right?
Yeah, right. Well, that's what I meant. It's not
So I'm
literal
just,
attack.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yep.
All right, and then kind of swoop off again.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Yep. That's
All
what I'm
right.
doing.
So, okay, so now the fire giant, he saw the lightning bolt. He sees his friends pelted with arrows, so he knows that there's other combatants involved, and obviously this big bird came down and fucked up his friend. So he's going to dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's as far as he can get. So he's just basically charging towards the battle. Meanwhile, the guy that's getting gang raped here.
Zapped.
He's let's see. He doesn't have a lot of close combatants. Well, he's not really in throwing range, or not range, I should say, but line of effect to you. He can actually see you over the top, but it's going to be similar disadvantaged attack.
Right. No.
So instead, he's going to scoop up a boulder and throw it at you, Serendiel.
Because why not?
All right, so he got 16 to hit.
Currently 20 is the number. he
Ooh,
needs.
There
okay.
you
So
go.
That's
you-
why I did the blade song.
Yep.
Right.
So I'm assuming that kind of lets you dance out of the way of things. So you're. And then he's going to move 30 feet so that he's not in line of attack
Direct
of
line
you.
of sight of everybody.
And that's his turn. So Serendiel's up.
Okay. I don't want to blow my wad of lightning bolts, so. And Scorching Ray is going to be about as useful as shit. Let's see. I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to move here. I use a bonus action to activate my boots. And then I'm going to use a chromatic orb. And I'm going to cast it at 2nd level. And a thunder chromatic orb. But 12 is probably going to miss. I'm assuming.
To hit, yes.
Yeah.
Plink. Damn it.
But
Damn it,
then,
Jim.
luckily, I now can move a whole lot faster. So I'm going to move right back where I was.
Excuse
Because,
me.
he can come at me, but he's got to come
Around.
further
Yep.
to come at me.
Grrr.
That's my round.
Okay, mirror.
Okay. can't shoot at him again, can I? Can I see him over the hut?
He is actually a bit crouched down now. So,
Yep.
yeah, you can. You would be at disadvantage even if he was just
Yeah.
peeking
Okay.
over. But right now,
Kinda
he's
what I
really
figured.
not enough visible. He's got pretty much
Yeah.
cover from the hut at this point from you.
All right. So I know there's another one there.
Yeah, you can hear his
So-
heavy footfalls as he's running across the
Yeah.
courtyard.
So I'm actually gonna run out and I'm gonna shoot at this one. So the first one, I gotta turn off my Colossal Slayer here. So it's just a regular bow with the fire. 26.
Jesus Christ!
I got a lot of pluses.
Guess
So
so.
14 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do my second one now that he's been injured.
Holy
a crit!
shit!
So what is it? 11, 15, 18, 19, 24.
God. Shunk shunk. Yeah, he kind of staggers and is not happy.
Right.
Okay, and that's your turn.
Yep.
On the other side of this set of double doors,
yeah,
you hear a
right.
thud. And that's it, like something heavy. Actually, Groot, make a perception check. Because you're flying. All right. You briefly, in this direction, you see a fire giant's head kind of bob up in the air and then fall back down, and then there's a thud. You kind of get the idea that you might have jumped over that broken bridge.
Oh, nice.
It was a little bit amusing to watch. If it weren't actually a fire giant that was going to kill you.
So he jumped over the bridge?
It looks like he
The
might have taken
span?
a running jump and then leapt over that gap in the upper
Sweet
bridge.
Lord.
I didn't hear a
No, you heard
Oh,
no.
so-
you heard a thud of him landing on the other side.
Okay.
Oh, the one that came over, or is there a third?
No,
one?
there's a
No.
third one now.
Okay.
Came over from the east side.
There's a third one. So that's what I
Where's-
got out of that.
Yes,
Okay, I'm
definitely.
trying to see where the third one is.
We don't see it
You
yet.
don't see
He's
it.
not
Okay.
in there.
Gotcha.
No.
I
Groot
think he's
briefly
on the
saw him.
ground right there.
Groot briefly saw him
Gotcha.
as he
All
leapt
right.
up in the air, but then he fell back. Landed down on the other side.
Ah, okay.
Anyway, Voldry, it is your turn.
I am going to, as my action, I am going to do Radiant Soul. So I'm going to go into my flying mode,
Ooh.
Nice.
and I am going to fly up in the air 30 feet. So I should have a pretty good view of the two
Oh yeah.
giants now, right?
Yeah. Definitely that's above the huts, so you have pretty much clear line of effect to both of them. And actually, that's high enough that you probably. Well, no, he's right by the wall, so you don't see the other giant over there, but you think he must
Gotcha.
be right by the door.
Okay.
Put a
let's
little
see.
halo around yourself or something.
Yeah, I'll do something. And
Was that an action to trigger that ability?
yes, that is an action. I'm trying to decide if I want to use a bonus action just to cast spiritual weapon and have it available, but I think I'll hold off on that. So yes, I'm just levitating up in the air now.
Yeah, well, unless you had an
Ready to
ability that
strike.
let you do that, you wouldn't just be able to cast it.
What, spiritual weapon?
It's a bonus action.
It's a
I
bonus.
Right,
I
but
can-
you can't cast two spells in the same round unless one is a cantrip.
My Radiant Soul isn't a spell, it's an ability.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
It's an inherent ability for me.
Then
He's
That
just
makes a difference.
glowing.
then you could do that, but yeah, you'd have to be within range of you.
Right, so I'm going to hold off on that. So I'm just levitating and waiting for my next move.
Okay. Samro.
Alright, I'm going to climb the fence. and then step a little further forward. I heard that sound.
Yeah, me too.
I did too.
What's going
You
on?
sure that's coming from me?
No. No clue.
I don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, I don't know either.
And I'm going to. What is he? Oh no, that can't be a good idea. That's a bad idea. I'm going to, I guess, cast the same spell. God, I can't get close to him. Alright. Another DC 14 wisdom save.
Okay, this is another dissonant. Excuse me. Nope, he failed.
Nice.
So you did the same guy, right?
Yep.
All right, so he takes
Yep, the same guy.
another 13 psychic. So he can't really move away from you. Well,
I mean, he
okay.
could.
He plows
towards the radio
through
and the
this
bird.
hut and
Oh, Christ.
basically through the wall. The thatched roof flies there. It slows him down actually a little bit, so he like stops like there.
Right.
After plowing through half of this hut.
Wow.
And that's his reaction done. So, Groot, your turn. Now he kind of has got, really it's just his head kind of poking up over the roof of this hut.
A dumb question.
So I can attack his head then.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
right.
enough to make it like a disadvantage or something. I actually, you know what? I'm going to say he has partial cover from it. So I'm going to give him an AC bonus from it.
Yeah, let's do it one more time. So let's see how far can I move here. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. All right.
Oh,
Fucking
you
A.
dropped your talons.
Shit.
I
Yeah.
broke a talon.
Too much debris from that
Broken
hut.
nail.
Okay, as a bonus action, I am going to drop being an eagle, but when I drop being an eagle, I'm gonna drop flat onto the hut itself.
Okay.
Oh,
So
nice.
Yep,
Smart.
they're solid enough that you don't fall through
Being
the
an
roof.
eagle sucks.
Well, it's nice to be able to fly, but attack-wise. Okay, so all right, so the giant that's running across, what's his range? Yeah, he's not really close enough. So he's going to keep on dashing.
Dashing.
Dashing young man.
Yep. And the other giant is in a hut.
Yeah.
He's in a hut.
He kind of plows the rest of the way through the hut and see Serendil there. He pulls out this
say,
massive
"Howdy."
greatsword that's like the side of a building, and basically takes an enormous swing at you. He actually gets
Nice.
he gets a multi-attack, so 2 greatsword attacks.
Ooh.
18
Miss.
misses.
That's miss.
30 does
Oh,
not.
there you go.
Oh.
That is not a.
So
Shit.
25 points of slashing damage from a very large greatsword.
Ow.
Were we fully healed before? Because
Yes,
I'm-
we were.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were.
I was still down. Okay.
Yeah, we're fully. We're loaded up.
That's what I thought. I thought I'd confirm though before I changed it.
I say, ow.
Ow.
Right.
Okay, it is your turn, so you can do more than that if you want.
All right.
Kick him in the nuts.
That's all I
Since
wanted.
he's within 30 feet, I'm going to go ahead and blight him.
Nice.
It's a DC 15 consoles.
Constitution.
Constitution save.
Holy
Yeah,
Might
shit.
his
have good
constitution
constitution.
really
Yeah, but-
sucks.
Yeah, well, it's
It's worth it.
Oh wow, he got a crappy roll too. 16.
Nice. Oh,
he
he
still
just
made it, but he
Yeah.
takes half.
Still.
That's
Trigger must
24?
constitution, Target takes. Damage. Fails save half as much damage. Spell has no effect on undead or constructs. It's necromantic damage. So he just takes 24 points of damage.
23. You're
And
on
then
down.
I get.
Still.
necrotic.
And-
Yep.
And I get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Okay. He does get an opportunity
Well,
attack.
he'll get an attack of opportunity, won't he?
Yes, he will.
Shit. Hold on. Then I'm going to use. I have a natural ability to Misty Step as a bonus action.
Ah.
There you go.
So I will do that to here, and then I will run 80 feet from there.
Right.
Okay.
That's
Holy
pretty,
shit, holy shit, holy shit.
pretty accurate depiction of what just happened. All
And I
right.
go over here.
Yeah, he's looking really hurt. Swaying on 1 foot.
Yeah.
Mirror, it's your turn.
All right. I'm staying where I'm at, and I'm targeting that guy again. Same as last time. So 16.
Nope. Bounces off his armor.
Okay.
That hits.
21. All right. So looks like 26
Jesus.
points of damage.
Christ.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk,
Ka-chunk.
ka-chunk.
All right.
Yep. I'm done.
All right. And with that,
Well, actually, I'm gonna pop back here like 10 feet. Kind of just get out of his line of sight.
all right. The doors to the western complex are thrown open, and the other giant from the other side
Of course.
enters, and he gets to move 30 feet. He's just like looking around, seeing Chaos's buddy running across over there, saying, "We've got an intruder." Well, he said giant, but some of you can speak giant. So those of you who understand giant hear him, his friend, yelling, "We've got intruders. They're really beating the shit out of Phil." And that's his turn. He moves 30 feet in. So Voldry, it's your turn.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna fly over the hut here, and then I'm gonna target Bob the fire giant. We'll try guiding bolt on this guy too.
There we go.
Plunk. That hit.
Not
Nope.
it hit. He has a AC
Nope,
18, so
Yeah.
Oh,
shit.
okay.
God damn it. All right. Bonus action.
There
Oh
you
no,
go.
not close enough. He's got to be closer, so never mind. I'll hold off on that.
You can still cast it. Get it ready, because then you can attack with it right away.
But moving it is, you don't move it as far.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
30 feet or 10 feet or something.
20, I
Right.
think it is. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it has a
so
tough
I'm
time
gonna
keeping
hold
up
off
with
on
you.
that. Yes, it does.
Yeah, true, because you move faster. Yeah.
Okay, then if that's your turn, then Semril, you are
Yep.
up.
All right, I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'll move to there, and I'm going to cast another spell at Phil. This time I'm going to mock him.
Ooh.
Nice. You are so pitiful.
Ooh, that
Oof.
time his
Passes,
ego
so he
withstood.
takes nothing.
Yeah, that's a cantrip, so he bravely stands up to your
Takes-
insults.
God dang it, Phil.
Phil has bigger problems. Groot.
Yeah.
All right. I do. So he's wearing armor, right?
Yeah, plate mail armor.
Okay. That's metal, right?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Last we checked.
Heat
Casting heat metal.
Oh yeah.
So the Constitution save is only if, since I'm casting it as on his armor, the Constitution save is about dropping items, but since he's wearing it, there you go.
Does he have immunity to heat?
Yeah, I was actually going to cast that too, and then I thought he might have immunity
Well,
to
I
heat,
didn't
so-
think about that, so there you go.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the
Does
description.
he look perturbed?
Okay. Yeah, his armor starts to glow red hot, and he's like, "Oh,
Nice. More comfortable.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like it this way.
Well, that was fucking useless.
it's okay."
All right. Yeah, that's it. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I feel stupid and ashamed of doing something stupid, dumb, and I'm going to go cower behind this little tower and feel ashamed right there.
I go into the cone of shame.
Cone of shame.
Look of shame.
Don't feel bad. Okay, then it's Bob's turn. Bob, yeah, he just got zotted from a flying dude over there. So what's your distance there, Bob? He's going to scoop up a rock, move 20 feet closer to you, and then chuck it at you, Valdry.
Ooh.
16, though, I doubt it.
Yes.
Oh, does that hit you?
Yes. Nope.
Oh, it missed.
It does not.
Okay, I thought
My
you said
AC
yes.
is 19.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh.
So you kind of swoop out of the way of this boulder that comes careening towards you.
And I make a crude gesture toward him too, with like, yeah, take that weak shit home, Junior.
All right, well, he's going to continue the additional 10 feet of his movement towards you. But that's all Bob can do. Phil is in really poor shape.
Yay.
He didn't even really notice that you cast that spell, Groot. He's just like, oh, my armor's...
Right.
What the fuck is that?
So he moves...
Maybe I'm dying.
He moves back through this building, setting it on fire, and that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And that's where he went. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there, Samuel. He moves up right next to you, but he doesn't get an attack because he had a dash.
Right.
So that's Phil's turn.
Okay.
Sorry, Sorrendiel, it's your turn.
I'm going to run up here, and I'm going to use the Wanda magic missiles that I've been carrying around for the last couple sessions, and I'm going to
Sweet.
use 3 charges, so that'll give me 3, 4, 5
Pew pew pew.
magic missiles, correct?
Pew 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 pew.
So let me 5 magic missiles coming right up if I can find them. Here we go.
Why would 3 charges give you 5?
Because 1 charge gives you the spell as first level, which is 3
okay.
magic, which
Got
is 3, right? Or is it 4? I forget. How many do you get for magic missile? You get is it 4
I think
or
it's
3?
3.
I have to look it
I
up.
thought it was 3.
Yeah.
And then if I use extra charges, it casts as if the spell were powered up by 2 additional levels, which just gives you 2 additional magic missiles.
Got it. Okay.
So 5 total magic missiles. So
Nice.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points of magic missile damage.
This is on Phil.
Yep.
That's on Phil. Yep.
Phil.
Phil's dead. He drops to the ground.
Nice.
With an enormous
I was hoping for
thud.
that.
Sweet.
And then I run the hell over here.
Run away.
And I say, "You're welcome, Samuel."
Thank you.
Samuel's like, I could have took him. Mirror, it's your turn.
Right. With my dagger.
I don't have a dagger. I have a nice
What do you? Scimitar.
giant slaying rapier.
Rapier. That's.
It's a giant.
He
slaying
actually
rapier.
has the
Check
most
it out.
appropriate
Oh, yeah,
weapon of
that's
all of
right.
you.
Yeah.
Although the term giant slaving rapier just seems like
I actually
know.
kind of like that.
mouse killing giant sword.
I've got a pointed stick.
It's a giant slaying rapier.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, I'm done. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Mirror's turn.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna bop out here 10 feet, and I'm changing my hunter's mark to that guy now, saying my last one has succumbed to his injuries. So I'll roll that first. Yay, 1. 1 extra point of damage, and then 18. That's what I need.
That's what you need.
Okay, so take 21, 24, so 25 total on that one.
19 will also.
And 12, 17, 18 points on that one. And I'm gonna move 20 feet back.
Right. Okay. Yeah, this guy, Bob.
I should. Well, I should
Bob's
be going.
probably hurting pretty good.
So the new guy, I think, his name is Ollie, and I should be able to go before Ollie.
No, his name is Brock, actually.
Brock.
Yes.
Oh, he's
Yeah,
the
but
manliest
Brock
of
has
the fire.
a 13.
Yeah, and I've got a
Valdry has
14.
a 14, so that order doesn't make sense.
Let's see.
He came in later, though. Whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you're correct. So, Valdry, you would actually go first.
Okay. So, see, I am going to at Fire Giant Bob. God damn it! Come on, roll 20. Wake up. I am going to cast Sacred Flame.
Nice. Come on.
So
Yeah,
he's
like-
got to make a DC 14 Dex save.
Sorry, not con.
Just made it. Oh, okay.
17.
All right, so he made that. Fuck you. Bonus action. I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Spiritual Magic.
Bam!
Nice hit.
I think it hits.
Oh yeah, that hits.
Yeah, that would be a
So
crit.
yeah, where's my yeah? So he'll take 14 force, and then just put my.
You
do
should
we
be
have
able to drag it
spiritual-
over,
where's the
shouldn't you?
Spiritual Mac. Yeah, let me see where he is. Your Spiritual Mac. There we go. There we go. Pew pew.
Okay.
Good job.
And now it's Brock's turn. All right. Yeah, let's see. Who can he see? He doesn't see Serendial or really Groot. And the rest of you guys are too far away for him to want to throw stuff. I mean, Samuel, he can kind of see you. Yeah, he's just going to double move. 30, 40, 50, 60. So he's going to wind up right about there. So then we're up to Samuel.
Yep.
All right.
Search the body.
Certainly
Fuck
fly
out.
while we're still in combat.
Why not?
Brilliant! Brilliant!
So like there.
That metal's probably still hot.
Yeah, actually it is.
All right, I can dash to there.
Smoke it.
They're too far away for me to do anything else, so I'm just gonna dash.
Okay. Groot.
Oh, these two guys can circle around.
All right.
That's what I do.
I am going to. Actually, I'm going to polymorph into. That guy.
There you go.
Great babe.
Do I fall through the roof?
What do you weigh at that form?
I'm the same. I'm as big as a giant, so I'm guessing I'm huge. I'm several hundred pounds, maybe
Yeah, I would say
80,
the roof is not meant
700
to
pounds.
support that amount of weight. So yeah, you probably go crashing through.
So I go
You could
through,
probably.
and then I'm gonna do the Kool-Aid Man like the other guy did,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm gonna pick up. So I fell down. I can move 40. So can I do this? Can I pick up a rock and then still double move along the way? I just want to get to like.
Yeah, I'd say you could scoop up a rock as a flourish. It's kind of like arming yourself.
Okay,
This
so
guy's dead. Why don't you go this way?
because that's the way I want to go.
You're kind of
He's
close
gonna
to the
come and get
burning hut right
rock.
there, though. That's
Burning hut.
this number's.
He set it on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah, Phil set it on fire.
Yeah,
You're
Oh, he
hot.
did?
yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I should
hot
just paint
armor.
something here. Hang
It's
on.
hot armor.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanted to stay hidden. So I guess
Oh, right.
if I was over here.
Yeah, I mean, if you were
wouldn't
more
be-
than, I'd say, as long as you're like 10 feet away from it, you're fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna hug it. So all I want to do is be able to step out and then throw a rock next time, and then step back like you're doing, Mirror.
Yeah, perfect.
What's your rock throwing
good.
range?
I think it's over 100.
Really? Man, the Giants
Damn.
suck. They only have 60 feet of increment.
Well, that's my max range, so it'd be 50/100.
Oh, okay. That makes
So-
more sense. Because, yeah, there's 60/240. So, okay. That makes much more
Oh,
sense.
Jesus.
Jeez.
Crikey.
Yeah, they just haven't been taking
Crikey.
the disadvantage. They may actually change their tactics
Yeah.
now that you've downed one of their friends. Speaking of which, Bob, yeah, he's like, okay, that arrow guy is like super fucking dangerous. So,
That chick with the arrows, man.
and he doesn't seem to be having much luck hitting you, Valdry.
Right.
But there's this nice new target coming off from the west, so he's going to scoop up another rock and chuck it at Samril. 20. Yeah, well, you guys can see that.
Yeah.
That'll miss. I have a 29 AC.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. You take 35
potion you
bludgeoning
drank?
from a boulder upside the head, and
Oh.
he's going to charge towards you. 10, 20.
All right.
That was Bob. Phil's unfortunately dead, so he's not in the initiative. So Serendil.
Bye, Phil. Damn, I wish I could get him in a
Headlock?
straight line, man.
Right. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, you don't really have line of sight to
Um,
him right now because you're flush against the
No, I
building.
don't. No. I'm just trying to figure out, like, could I get, like, here? But I can't. All right, I'm going to come 40 feet. So I come around till I can see Bob. And then I'm going to cast... Oh, what's the range on this? 90 feet? Oh, that's easily within range. I'm going to try this again. Second level. No, I'm going to keep it first level this time.
you go.
19.
All right, that'll
And
hit.
it's going to be a frost orb.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
He's a fire giant. I'm hoping, I don't actually know, but I'm hoping that cold damage does more to them. Maybe 19
Okay.
points of damage.
So you-
And then I'm going to run back up here because fuck that. I don't want to get hit by a rock. They
Okay.
look painful.
Yeah, you hit him. It does damage him. It doesn't necessarily look like it does more damage than it normally would, but he's definitely affected by it.
Hey, but at least he got hurt.
Yep. Okay, mirrors up.
And a pop out. Now, I just realized something too, and no one else caught it until now.
What's
But
that?
if you scroll back a lot of these like 6s, and it's that fire damage. So these probably wouldn't even take that fire damage, correct?
Where are you getting
Nope.
fire damage from? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Fro-
on his
'cause
arrow attacks.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he is completely immune to fire.
Right.
So,
Okay, so I won't.
yeah, that's a good call. Give me a second.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that until now.
I don't know which ones were which on his. I'm
Right.
just going to give him 15 more hit points just to.
Yeah, that's fair.
But that was very honest of you to call that out because I completely missed that too.
Yeah, I did too. So, but he is my mark, so I'm gonna roll that again. So 4, and then
Wow.
I got
The hell, my God.
21.
21.
21 plus 4, so 25 on my first strike.
Damn.
Jesus.
And
Damn.
then,
Again. Pachoo.
and then 8, 12 plus 4, 16.
He drops. My God.
Wow!
How the hell are you
Nice.
getting these rolls? Jesus.
I don't know. I'm just pressing the button.
Damn.
Jesus, man.
Rolling hot tonight.
Guess so. But
He's on
yeah,
fuego.
Bob drops.
Does
I mean, that 19 was an 11. So,
Yeah, but plus
No.
8 hit
Yeah.
does hurt.
right.
are
Plus-
Brock's
plus all the
pants a little
bonuses.
moist?
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe.
And then I will, get out of line of sight again.
All right, Valdry. Brock's last one standing.
All right. Let's see. I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna move 30 feet closer and wait for Brock. Because my spiritual Mac is still waiting out there, wanting to whack something when it comes into range.
Okay.
Can't you move your spiritual Mac?
Yeah, but like 15 feet around.
20.
Oh, is
You
it
might
20?
as well move it closer.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, I'll move it a little closer to Fire Giant. Yeah, so that'll go out to about 10, right about there. So he sees this this shimmering Mac 10 just hovering in the air. What the hell is that?
Yeah. So Brock sees Bob go down, and he's like, "Fuck! I got to be smarter than him." So he picks up another boulder. Only target in sight is Samuel, so he chucks another rock at Samuel. 13 probably
Yep.
misses.
That's a 13, so he misses.
Yep. So and then he moves into cover around the side of the building.
Nice.
And Samuel, it's your turn.
All right, move 60 feet. All right,
And Groot.
I double move to right there. Done.
And Bob's dead, so Serendil.
Bob's dead.
Bob. You're dead, Bob.
Dead Bob.
Okay. I will move 40 feet. And then I will
Oh dear. That's what
lightning
Brock says. Oh dear.
Oh, yeah, shit.
DC 15 dexterity or 37 points of damage.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And then
Yes!
yes.
Oh,
And I go hide.
'cause zap.
Oh.
Zot.
Boulders to the face are not cool. That's my turn.
All right. Mirror.
All right, I'm gonna do a double move down to here.
All right, Valdry.
Let's see. I think. All right, so I'm gonna move 30 feet. 30, and then from where I am, can I see him crouching in fear? Do I have a shot at him?
If you
I mean,
spent the rest of your action moving up vertically, you would be able to. But from your present elevation of 30 feet, no, he is crouched down too close to the building. He is actively taking cover behind the hut.
All right, well then I'm going to move my spiritual Mac
closer.
20 over that way. Okay.
Okay, Brock. All right, so he stands up with a rock, just quickly looks around to see if he's got any other targets. He saw Bob not having too much luck against you, Valdry. He did see Samuel. He does also see this other ape coming out from around the corner.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's like, what? Yeah.
Where did that come
What the
from?
hell is Dr. Doolittle doing around here with all these animals? Yeah, Samuel, you're just too good of a target. He's going to chuck a rock at you.
Yep, bring it.
13. His aim sucks.
Nice.
So, yeah, he then
Yep.
ducks back down again. It's like, fuck. Samuel, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna move to like there.
Okay. You now have cover from the building, or cover behind the building. The building isn't actually attacking you.
Yeah. Oh God, is the building alive?
It's a mimic.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Groot's beating feet around the major hut there.
Yep, that's it.
Startles the shit out of Sorrendiel.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Whose turn it is, actually.
All right. I'm going to. Well, let's see. Okay, so I can go here. And that puts me. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I could miss. Let's see here. Where did my sheet go? There it is. I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb. 24.
Nice.
That is.
18 Frost. I didn't roll as well as last time.
That hurt him.
And then I'm going to go right back where I was. Because I don't like boulders to the face.
Right.
That's my turn.
Who wouldn't like a boulder to the face? Mirror.
I'm just gonna double move because I won't be able to get in his line of sight or anything. That's as far as I can go.
Okay. Then Valdry.
Okay. So how much higher do I have to fly in order to see him?
You could do it within 30 feet. So you could do it and still take an action.
Okay. First of all, I forgot. So the last time I hit him with a spiritual weapon. Oh, was that Bob? That was Bob.
That was
right?
Bob. Yep.
Okay, never mind. All right. So I will go up another 30 feet.
All right. Yep. You now see him kind of crouched down there.
Crouching, and we will try. We will try Sacred Flame. La 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 la.
Okay, dex save.
So
13.
Yep.
Not enough.
So he takes 9, and then he takes, when I'm in this mode, I deal extra radiant, so he takes another 8 points of radiant, so he takes
Sweet.
17 altogether.
All right.
Nice shot.
I'll do.
Badly burned. Brock. Okay.
And I'm going to move my spiritual Mac 10 feet towards him too. 5, 10, 20. Creeping around the spiritual Mac, creeping around the corner.
Do you hear that, Mr. Anderson? That is the sound of inevitability.
Inevitability.
All right. What would Brock do?
WWBD.
Yeah. Looks like he's readying an action. So, Samril.
Okay.
Actually, Veldry, Veldry, you can see he's actually got a boulder in his hand. You're high enough.
Can I shout? He's throwing a rock.
Well, he's not in the process of throwing it. He's actually just got one in his hand.
Okay.
But yes, you can shout that out.
He's grabbing a boulder.
I just move another 5 feet or so, and I ready an action to cast a spell if he becomes visible.
Okay. Groot.
I'm gonna risk it here. I'm gonna step out to there. And I'm gonna wing a rock at him.
Okay.
My lowest was a 29.
That hit.
21. Sorry, 21.
Well, the 21 still hit.
So 25.
Oh,
25
nice.
points of damage, and then I step back. Do I pick up another rock?
Wait a minute. 25 plus. Oh, that was if you critted. Okay.
That's if he did the crit.
Yeah, I was at disadvantage, so.
Well, you weren't at disadvantage. You were just. Oh,
Yes, I was.
The range
I was
wasn't.
at disadvantage.
Yep.
Yep.
Got it.
Okay, then Serendial.
So he still hasn't thrown that rock, has he?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
God damn it, he's going to throw it at me. All right, I come around here.
Yep,
Another rock.
and as soon as you step around the guy that zotted him twice now, you get a rock in the face. 18.
No! I go, yeah.
Damn it. Now he's pissed. That was his ready to
Yeah,
action.
I'm going to hit him with another chromatic orb.
Take my rock in the face.
16?
Nope, he dodges out of the way.
Okay.
Or it bounces off his armor.
I get the
actually.
hell out.
Damn.
Oh, well,
Get the
that
hell
blew
out of
his
there.
wad.
Yeah.
Mirror.
All right. I'm gonna step out here. It's about 10 feet, maybe 15. And so my hunter mark. You gotta put him on that, so 2 points. And a 10 miss.
Oh, there. That's more
nice.
like it. Jesus, roll 20.
Oh. Yeah. And I'll step back.
Veldry.
Okay, I'm gonna move just a little bit closer, and then try to zot him with Sacred Flame again.
Dex. He failed.
Wow.
Nope. So 4 plus 8 in my
Nice.
luminous mode, so 12 radiant on him, and move the spiritual Mac a little bit closer.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Come, it's coming to get you.
All right, Brock. Yeah, he's really sick of your arrows and shit. So he steps out to here, scoops up a chunk of the wall, and pegs it at Mirror. Oh, fuck, what is with the 13s? Jesus. Then he kind of moves back into cover. Actually, you know what? He's going to move over to here.
Ah, smart.
Let me see. Actually, hang on. You know what? He moved enough he wouldn't be able to do that. He pretty much can only move back there. He wouldn't have enough movement. He wanted to go there, but he couldn't. Samuel.
I'm stepping up to there, and I'm going to mock him.
Nice.
You couldn't hit
Not
the
being able to
broadside of a
move far
barn.
enough. You
You
can't
thro-
hit
You
shit.
you throw like a jellyfish.
Damn it.
No, that was a dex save. It's
Yeah.
a wisdom save.
Well, you know,
Yep.
he had to tie his shoes first. He failed his dex save. So he takes...
He failed his wisdom save. Yeah.
Or I meant his wisdom.
Takes 4 damage. And he has disadvantage on the next attack roll he makes before the end of his next turn.
Okay.
Samuel
Nice.
says, I'll wave my private parts at your auntie.
He is...
You electric donkey bottom biter.
I distracted him so much he's gonna have disadvantage on his next attack.
Yeah,
so he
he's
can get up to
flustered.
13.
So then Groot is up.
All right.
Whopper of other
I'll
people's
step
buttons.
out. I'll throw a
rock.
rock. I will miss.
Damn.
Kabang!
Um,
Hits his armor and knocks us off.
All right, we're gonna have throwing practice the next time we've got some down.
actually, I'm gonna stay right there. So I'm closer, so I don't have disadvantage. So, all right, yep. That's it.
Serendial.
All right. I'll come out here. And what's the range on that? 120 feet. All right. I'm going to do the same thing with the wand. I'm going to use 3 more charges. So it'll be 5 magic missiles. And I'll get ready to roll 6, 11, 12, 13, 14 points of damage.
All right. And Mirror.
I duck behind there.
Every little bit helps.
Mirror, it's your turn.
All right. Bopping out there again.
Come on, more 10s.
Right. Well, there's a 1.
Rather have it on the D20 roll. Damn it!
18. So 12, 13 points. And oh, I
17's
missed.
not quite enough. Bounces off his shoulder plate. Okay.
I'm
Then,
gonna stay there this time. Fuck it.
all right, Valkyrie.
Okay. We'll do Sacred Flame again.
Another dex save. This time
Oh,
you
it
made
just
it.
made it.
All right, but I get to move the spiritual mech
Yep.
20
Yeah.
feet, and now the spiritual mech can attack.
Ooh, it crits!
Nice.
Oh, Jesus.
12 points of piercing damage.
Spiritual mech attack.
No, force damage, not piercing.
Force, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking hurt. It's now his turn. Oh, he's actually smart. He's not going to waste his time attacking the spiritual weapon. Not sure who he is going to attack. You know what? He's going to dodge and make a beeline for the entrance.
Oh, we gotta whack him. Yeah, he's gonna sound the alarm.
Right.
So did he just dash?
Looks like
Oh, yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, he dodging. He would only get 30 feet of movement. Good call. Thank you. Samral.
Sure.
All right. I am. Oh boy, I'm trying to see what makes the most sense. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna move 30 feet. And I'm going to mock him again. You running away? Gonna run away like a little girl?
I will mock you a second time.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gonna keep running away?
Indeed he is. And you mentally hurt him. He's like crying.
Stop picking on me.
But he's determined to try and still make a break for it. Groot, it is your turn.
Ow.
I'll move to
Clog my nose at you.
there.
Whapper of other people's bottoms.
Oh, yeah.
Food
Nice.
whapper.
That is.
All right.
All right.
Nice.
Boom.
Okay, you pick up a rock, you throw it at him, and take his head clean off with the rock. His body
Well done.
continues running for like about 4 steps and then just boom. Doesn't face plant because his head's missing. But body slams onto the ground and skids another full 20 feet or so before coming to stop right there. And Brock is no
That
more.
will not hold as well. An enclosed space, just FYI. we need this much space to fight fire giants. That's how it looks like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, big time.
Wow.
And I'm at half my hit points. So if anybody's got any,
Yeah.
Well, I'll
I'm
come
at
heal
less
you
than
up.
half my hit points.
I'll heal you guys up.
I actually have yeah, it doesn't give too many hit points though.
Oh, here.
But I can do multiple people. I could create a 5-foot cube that yeah,
Okay. No. Let me.
it's just 1d6 hit points. So
I can help you out there, Sam. Roll.
Why don't we just take a short rest?
yeah,
Let's
do that.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. Gather in like the central hut
yeah.
Okay.
or one of these side huts, maybe
Maybe
something
this
less
one,
obvious.
or the farthest one.
Well, the farthest one was on fire, but it's now.
Yeah.
Well, it's
yeah, and has
burnt.
holes through
I'm
it.
at down here.
Oh,
All right, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
Are there any dead yak folk in there?
looks like the yak folk may have been cleared out. Their bodies, anyway.
So I'm wondering.
Ooh, this
So,
place smells.
I'm gonna search Bob, Phil, and Brock before we.
They
Yeah.
don't really have much at all of interest.
And I will be right back.
So
Yeah,
what
well-
I'm gonna do as a giant ape, I'm going to pick them up and throw them in the cavern. Out here,
Oh, nice.
Oh, in the
right.
in the
Over the
waterfall where the
Yeah,
Good
good.
the
idea.
waterfall,
Okay.
over the cliff.
dispose of their bodies.
Do it. Yeah. Hide the bodies.
Oh, although I'm guessing there's blood everywhere.
Well,
right?
yeah.
I'm assuming you need help. Oh no, you're the ape. That's
Yeah,
right.
giant
So
ape.
never
I
mind.
mean, they're still hard. They're really dense,
Right.
but you can kind of drag it in giant ape form. I'm going to say you can manhandle them over
Oh, yeah.
chuck them over the side, and they silently plummet down into the depths out of sight. And then
Do we hear a
kind of
sploosh?
punt the Brock's head like a football over the wall.
Stub his toe.
But yes,
Hey guys, watch this.
touchdown.
Sweet.
So now we're gonna rest, right? Is that what I heard?
Yeah. So it sounded
Yeah.
like you Don wanted to take a break, and I concur. So let's do
Yeah,
that, and we'll
Yeah,
be back
good idea.
after a little bit. Turn my mic back on. That'll work. Okay, so you guys take a short rest in one of the huts. Not Jabba the Hutt, but one of the Yak folk huts. Huts.
Hut, 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 hut,
Hut, hut, hut. No more giants come out that you're aware of, so you're able to finish your short rest and bump up your HP, however many hit dice or spells you want to partake in that. So it's about an hour later, and the giants didn't really. Well, you threw them over before you threw them over the side. You kind of looked them over, but really all they had were their great sword. So not much to attune to or anything. So, yeah, well, you guys can do whatever you want.
So we're gonna go down, right? We're gonna go into the.
Yeah, he said that they left that one left the doors open. So
yes, the doors are still open from the entry to the
Okay.
elevator shaft.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and do my gray bag of tricks since I haven't done that yet today and see what I can pull. I want 3/8. 3/8. Come on, buddy. 3/8. Ooh, a 7's good. What's a 7? Let's look at what a 7 is. That is a dire wolf.
Ooh.
Nice.
There we go. So are we gonna send these things in there and try to draw more out or something?
No, I'm just gonna keep. They're gonna be cannon fodder, right?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Got it.
Distraction.
Oh,
How long does that last?
That lasts 24 hours.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was a long time. So
Let's do another one. Why not?
Another
Do you have
dire
that
wolf.
Another
Do you have
dire
that
wolf.
same thing in both?
Get a
like,
pack
our
of dire
campaigns?
wolves. Okay.
And a weasel.
And a weasel.
chipmunk.
And a small rodent.
So what was that? So I think the last one was 2. I think it might. Oh, it's a giant rat.
It was a rodent. I love it.
It was a rodent. Oh.
He can ride one of the wolves.
Yeah. Bag of tricks. Let's see here.
Yeah, let's see what size they wind up being on this map. Oh, that's about right, I think. Okay.
Think a dire wolf is dire wolf large?
I believe so. Let me
Dire wolf is large.
Yep. That seems about right. 10-foot square.
So they poop while we were taking our short rest in there, and the rat eats the poop.
Was his name?
So-
His name's Shelton. Shelton the rat.
Shelton.
Oh, can I rename him?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I can. Ooh.
Oh no, Templeton. His name is Templeton.
Yeah, you can.
Templeton the
Remind
rat.
me to copy them over when we change maps, because otherwise I'll probably forget. But you should be able to move them otherwise. So yeah, the front doors are open. You can see the portcullis is down further back, but you guys were able to lift that. Although I can't remember, you may have been in a larger form or a transmuted form when you did that. It was definitely really heavy, you remember.
All right. Let's do this. So we're going in, right?
Whatever you guys want to do.
so I mean, is the plan to go in and then draw them out back here, or just go in and start killing?
I don't remember the layout, so I have no idea how long it is to get down the stairs. I don't remember too much about it.
Well, you definitely remember that you had to, I mean, there was a big elevator
Run like
shaft,
hell.
and you had to go down, and then there were the mines beneath, which took quite a bit of time to traverse before you even reached Ironslag.
So this is the stairwell here?
Yeah.
That's where
Okay.
the stairs were, yes. There was also a big elevator shaft in the central chamber, which, interestingly, now before you guys move through there's a portcullis down that you have to get up first.
Yeah, we got to lift that thing up.
Oh, I thought it was all open.
Nope, the front doors are open, but the portcullis is down.
Yeah, we got to lift that thing.
So,
Last time you and I both turned into apes to do that.
yeah.
I thought it was just one of us that had to do it. I think it was just me. I crawled through it. So how many 4th level spells you got left?
I have 0. No. Hold on. I have 1. I have 1.
Yeah,
because I just got my arcane recovery.
If you guys want to make a perception check, you can.
Boy, we don't notice shit.
Nope, you really don't. Wow.
Wow. Kyle is the most perceptive of
There's
us
a
all.
portcullis in front of you.
Guys, have you noticed? There's a portcullis.
And it's down.
So wasn't there on the other side
a lever?
A lever?
Yes.
Like right there.
Yep.
I could Misty Step because I got my Misty Step back every time I take a
if you
short
want
rest,
to, Groot, make a separate, not intuition, insight check. Yep, there's a lever on the wall opposite.
You guys want me to take a...
Sure. I think that's a good idea.
Where the hell am I? Oh, I'm over here. Okay.
Where the hell am I?
All right, I will Misty Step through to the other side.
Okay.
Misty Step to the other side.
The elevator shaft is... The elevator is actually at the top of the shaft.
Oh. I let everybody know. I go over by the lever. I seem to recall this thing requiring a giant, though, to push it. Is that the case?
You can go ahead and make an insight check.
That's what I remember. I thought it was like too high for us.
Sorry, what'd you say, Paul?
You can make an insight check if you wish.
You can fail an insight check if you wish.
13.
Okay, so what you remember is that this switch actually is what controlled the elevator.
Oh.
God damn it.
Yay. Well, I'm over here. What are you guys going to do? I guess you turn into an ape?
Is there a switch in one of the other buildings for this portcullis? Are there other switches on the inside? And do I remember if there's another switch in one of the buildings out here?
I'll look around and see if I can find anything in here. I'll search around.
Give me a second to read here. Yeah, the lever that you remembered controlling the elevator suspense mechanism was 10 feet above the floor. You don't recall seeing any other mechanism for the portcullis, and searching around, if you spend like 10, 20 minutes searching this chamber, you don't see another mechanism that looks like it would control this portcullis.
So how the hell does this giant get out?
Yeah, do they like...
Well, he's a giant. He probably just lifted.
Yeah, that's my guess.
I can turn into an ape, but then that's my last 4th level spell and my...
Right.
Well, I could turn into an ape too, so if one of us saves it.
That's your last spell though, right?
My last 4th level spell, yeah.
Oh. It's up to you. You want to flip for it?
Can you Misty Step?
I can do it once per short rest.
Okay.
So if you want to wait an hour.
Even odds.
I was gonna say, why don't we just yell down this shaft and see if we can draw some people up?
I can turn the elevator on and send it down there.
Yeah.
That'll notify people we're up here. Do that.
We should load it up with some.
I'm not going to get out of here though.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I could turn to an ape, I suppose, if worst comes to worst.
So we don't want to go down?
I would think we want to go down. That's
Yeah, I
we're
think
this thing, right?
we have to.
Oh,
I would say
on
that
here.
Paul
I turn
turns
into
into an
I
ape.
turn into a giant ape and I open the damn portcullis.
Okay, so you grab hold of it and attempt to lift it. Go ahead and make a strength athletics check. Wow. Okay, you do it.
There you go. Nice.
DC actually was 22 to lift this thing. So in
Wow.
your current form, you are able to do so. So you lift the portcullis up and are able to hold it high enough so that other people can walk beneath it.
You're the
I
best
say
great ape.
to the group, let's get something to
Yeah, what about this crate?
anything to put underneath it so that we can crawl underneath it and then
Get the hell out if we
get
have
the hell
to.
out.
None of the crates that are in here are, one, they're all
Hold
empty.
it.
B, they're
Robust
wood.
enough?
You don't think that, well, they're not busted up, but they're not strong enough. You don't think they're strong enough that they would withstand this portcullis's weight.
What about if we roll
What
a
about
rock?
A rock.
They're from out here, yeah. Just all we need is enough for us to crawl under.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say that that's legit. If you want to
Okay,
roll a
so
rock
everybody
over.
else goes gets a rock and
Yeah.
It would
Yeah.
basically
We'll do that.
count as difficult terrain to move through. If you wanted to, you basically kind of need to drop, roll underneath, and then stand back up again.
okay, let's do that.
You want to draw something around that, Paul? So I remind you, or
Sure.
Yeah. Let me just put a little note. Where's my text tool here? I want it to be.
Bert and Ernie the dire wolves. Hey Bert, check this out.
Yeah, 16 point isn't going to do it. Oh, come on.
Oh, I see it.
I
On the rock
barely
there.
see it.
Come on. Let me change the point size. Please.
Damn it.
Apparently I have to have the text tool active, but then, oh. It won't let me. Okay, hang on.
it's readable. I have one good eye and I can read.
All right, that's fine. I'm just zoomed way the hell out. Okay, so you guys enter the room, and you, I guess, have been in here long enough to notice that while the water wheel is still turning, the pulley system hooked up to the elevator is not turning. It's basically
we didn't wreck that one last time we were here, did we?
Yeah, I think we did actually.
Yeah, well, now that you mention it specifically, yes, you do remember it being you guys specifically going out of your way to break it, and it actually looks like it may be in a different position than you remember it being.
Okay. I guess we take the stairs.
Yep.
Okay. So you head over to the stairwell. It's a
this?
spiral staircase with 10 feet wide stone steps descending into darkness.
We all have dark vision, so.
Yep.
That's good.
All right, so you guys start heading down the spiral staircase, and let me select these guys so I can put them are appropriate. Excuse me. So you head back down into the mines. The spiral staircase actually goes past quite a few layers in the mines. You'll recall this elevator shaft is actually 500 feet deep before it gets to the bottom.
Damn.
The mines themselves, though, kind of branch off, and since the elevator isn't actively moving, unless you want to like jump down the center of the shaft, the mines themselves are going to kind of branch off, take some winds and turns and twists from what you remember, before terminating in that room where you killed the Duke's son.
Yeah. It's next to that room with the big gold thing or whatever.
Well, yeah, I'll move you guys there
the
once you get there.
adamantium something, yeah.
But you have quite a bit of mines to get through before you get to that point. And as before, the mines appear to be largely deserted, though you do at one point get to a point where there's essentially a single cavern, actually a single corridor, if you will, that's been carved out. There's lots of places where it kind of branches off and then enlarges into areas that have been obviously dug out and mined. But there are lots of tunnels connecting these regions. And in one of these tunnels, as you approach, you see that something has been done where the tunnel has been made extremely narrow. I mean, normally a fire giant would be able to fit through these tunnels. But one section has been extremely narrowed down and kind of partially filled. Not just small enough that would fit a person, but actually down to like about a 2 foot by 2 foot wide section that is the only thing that's open. And seemingly embedded in this narrow opening, you see what looks to be a body, a humanoid.
Like a normal humanoid, medium size?
Yeah, I mean, you can't see it, but it looks like whatever's there has their arms and legs embedded in whatever it is that's been used to block up this tunnel.
Jeez.
It's about maybe 50 feet away, and yeah, you can't really tell if it hasn't reacted to you yet.
Which end is sticking out toward us? The head or the feet?
No, it's not like that. It's more of like imagine like the Da Vinci's person.
Sure.
So are we talking
like
to
spread
the
eagle?
face or the hind end?
No, it's like
back?
imagine that their legs and then their arms are encased in whatever this is, and then their head and torso are filling the remainder of this opening, or filling the only.
So we see its head.
Well, no, you see its head and its torso. You don't see its legs.
Right.
Or its arms.
Right. But we see.
Yeah,
its
but
face.
is it facing us or is it we seeing the back of its head?
You're not quite close enough to tell that.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're about 50 feet away from it.
Well, let's get a little closer quietly, I'd say. Hey.
Oh, that was the other thing I was going to ask. What movement rate are you guys doing? Are you doing cautious, normal, or speedy?
Cautious.
Let's be cautious.
Okay.
Yes.
So then you cautiously approach. That affects your things like your passive perception and other things. So you cautiously approach this. As you draw nearer, you can see that it looks like actually it may be a dwarf, based on how stocky its body is. Again, you can't really see its arms and legs, so it's a lot harder to tell. But just something about it seems dwarf-like, and it does seem to be facing away from you, and its head is kind of like that. So it's either dead or sleeping. Hard to tell.
How far are we away now?
You're now probably about 15 feet away from it.
Let's just go up to him and ask him what the hell's going on.
Okay, so Rendil, you're going to approach the figure?
Yeah, I'll approach him.
Okay.
Hey, Are you alive?
You hear it actually does shift a little bit, and you're.
Okay.
So does this stone look like magically created around him or something? Hard to tell.
Are any of you? Do any of you have stone
Stone
masonry skills or any appropriate
No.
knowledge? None of you are dwarves, so yeah.
I have a stone shaping spell.
Ooh, you could
You could probably free him.
You
Yeah.
actually can tell that it does not look like a
Or
stone.
meld into stone.
Well,
Okay.
from what you can tell, it's not like normal rock looks when you stone shape it. This rock, it is actually rock. But it does look like an ore that may have been melted in place. And you see,
Wow.
like the edges of his arms, and his legs, where they've been encased by this, they seem horribly burned and blackened.
So he
Oh, geez.
looks like he was fused in that.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah.
So like maybe
As
molten
as a
ore was
punishment.
poured around this
Yeah.
guy and shaped into around him while he was still alive.
Yeah, it looks like some kind of torture or something.
They probably thought he killed the son. Oops. Sorry.
Or assisted, or was
Right.
helped us in some manner, and they took it out on him.
And it is, the metal is very shiny, and obviously you did not come this way, or excuse me, you think that you came this way before, but this was not there. Obviously, you would have noticed it.
Yeah.
And it is actually fully blocking the passage.
Oh crap. So we got to get this guy down somehow.
I don't know how we do that quietly. If it's solid ore. And I left my pickaxe back at our last town. And this is the only way to get where we need to go.
Can I use my ape strength to like break away some of the rocks?
It would take you probably an hour's worth of work, and it'd be very noisy. Basically it's equivalent to it's an equivalent to a wall of stone in terms of its.
Right.
So if you had stone shape, that would help, but
Yeah,
I don't think. How much can you move though?
5 cubic feet.
Oh, that'd be enough probably.
But I don't have any more 4th level spells. I don't have memory, so. But the only thing I would say is it actually a wall of stone?
No, it's like ore.
Oh.
So
You
some
could
rock,
dispel
some
magic,
metal.
huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is at least. It's tough to say, but I mean, there is enough stone in there that the stone in it would be shaped by your spell or be affected by the spell, you think? But it might affect.
I don't have a memory.
Well, I've got stone shape, but I don't have it prepared, so I'd have to spend 8 hours to prepare it if I wanted to try it.
Same here.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't know what else to do with them. Can we heal him? Just to ask him a question?
We could try.
Yeah. Wouldn't hurt.
Well, I could do a.
Can we heal him and then stone shape him to get him out of there?
We don't have the spell.
We don't have the spell ready.
Okay.
No.
We have it, but it's not. I don't have it prepared.
Neither do I.
I could ritual cast. Well, that's meld into stone. That's not going to do anything.
If he drank a potion of giant strength, could he bust his way out of there? Because I have one of those.
I'm guessing you won't know until you try.
Yeah.
Well, let's heal him first.
So this guy
I got an
is.
idea.
I don't know.
All right.
So this is the only way to get where we need to go, correct?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but I've got,
Samro, you said you have an idea.
I got an idea. Why don't I just move him with me?
Huh?
I can just take him with me with that spell.
What's
The way I read it, I can just.
You definitely should be able to do that. As far as
Yeah.
unless he's magically
What
bound to
spell?
that location, as far as you're aware.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great
You
idea.
can also bring one
Yeah.
living creature of your size or smaller.
I just used
a
that
great
in
idea.
Tim's campaign
So-
last week.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
going to take myself 10 feet away and bring him with.
Do we have to ask him if he's willing?
Creature must be within 5 feet. Bring along objects.
You'd like me to save you? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, he has to be
Would you
willing.
like? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I would just ask him, would you like me to save you, or do you just want to die?
Are you asking him that, or are you asking the group if you want to ask him that?
Yeah. No, I'm asking him that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does not respond coherently. He just kind of moans like, "Oh."
I think we
Big
need
Dead
to.
is yes.
I'm just gonna tell him to hold still, and I'll save you. And then I'm going to do it.
Why don't we heal him first a little bit?
I mean, we can if you want to.
I have a spell I can do. It's called Healing Spirit. It's just 1d6, but it gives anyone within
Don't-
5 feet 1d6 points of healing.
Don't we have a cleric?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? But I didn't
putting
know if
over-
you- if you
I will
burned
go-
all yours or not.
No, I can do. I'll cast cure wounds on him.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So you touch him, and you see basically the burns and other wounds at the edges of his arms heal up, and he kind of like his head raises, and he can't see you, so he's not. It looks like he may have been basically completely out of it before when you were trying to
Right.
talk to him, but now he's like looking around and he sees his arm, and you see him kind of like doing this, and then he kind of slumps down like as if remembering, where he was and how he got there.
Defeated.
But it doesn't look like he's
Okay,
actually
now
aware
as
that
they're-
you're
Now,
even there.
now tell him. Yep. Yeah. Now you can talk to him. Sam.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, would you like me to save you?
Ah! He wasn't aware
Ah!
you were there. But yeah, he
I'm
like,
gonna say it in a calming manner.
yeah, okay. So he's kind of like frantically trying to look behind him, but he can't turn his head the way he's positioned and strung up the
Enough,
way he
right.
is. He's like, "Who are you?"
If you hold still, I'll get you out of there.
Okay. He says, "You aren't going to hurt me?"
No, I'm going to save your life.
Okay, well, not much I can do about it anyway, but I'd be really grateful if you can. And he stops struggling and kind of goes limp.
Okay. And then I'm going to cast that spell and move like 10 feet away.
Okay, are you going
And
back
just-
in the direction you were or on the other side of this barrier?
Back in the direction we were. I don't know what's on the other side of the barrier.
Right.
So I
Okay.
want to just appear there.
All right. Yeah, so that works fantastically. You bring him with him, and magically he is out. He kind of appears spread-eagled and then kind of drops to the ground a little bit, but he's just like kind of experimentally looking at his arms like he can't believe that he's free. And then he kind of looks at you, and you see, just pure disbelief and gratitude that you actually released him. He thanks you profusely.
Who did this to you, friend?
So was the giants. They said it was punishment. It was retribution for the death of his son.
Oh, those dicks.
I was sure I was going to die there.
What is your name?
Of course, he asked me his name. My name is Uncut.
Uncut.
I've been a slave here for, well, it must be weeks now.
Did you come from Citadel? Were we at Adbar or Feldbar?
You guys have been at Adbar, though you know that slaves were taken from
Okay.
both citadels, actually.
Yes. Are you from Citadel Adbar?
I'm actually a citizen of Citadel Felbar, as were
Okay.
my family members who were also taken. They have all perished. I'm the only one that lives.
We are sorry and mourn your loss with you, but we are here to make the giants pay.
That would be good. I'm afraid there's not much I can do to assist you in that.
If you want to,
Why
Go.
did they pick you?
Yeah, well, yeah. Why particularly you were singled out for this punishment?
I ask myself that every day for the last week or so that I've been here.
Because they're dicks.
Because
How did they catch you?
Well, he was a slave here.
Oh, you were a slave here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was about, I can't remember. It must have been a week ago where there was some uproar where there was a lot of shouting and the giants were running about and there were horns and someone was screaming in rage, and then the word came down that the Duke's son had been killed by some intruder or another.
Has it really only been a week since we've been here?
I'm actually trying to remember when it was, but it was basically about that long ago. And yeah, he says then all the slaves were intensely questioned. There was suspicion that we had let someone into the complex, especially since some of the slaves had actually gone missing shortly after the Duke's son had been killed. And some...
That's right. We did take some out.
Yep. You did free actually quite a few slaves. So yeah, there was in retribution, at least some of the slaves were just outright killed on the spot, and then he was selected for no reason that he can particularly discern. He certainly wasn't trying to draw attention to himself in any way, but just random chance. The giants selected him, that he would be the one, and they pretty much, like I said, encased him in molten ore, and shaped it around him as basically as a great big manacle that also served to block the hallway. And there was,
which was the escape route.
So that hallway is the only way into Ironslag?
that you're aware of from this point in the mine. Yes.
Well, let's ask Uncut. Is there another way into the mine, or is this the only way?
He actually isn't sure, but I mean, now that he's out, it's not impassable. You guys can, crawl through that space.
We can fit through it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have moved through it if you just wanted to cut his arms and legs and move him out of the way.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
He wasn't like posing an impassable barrier himself. You just would have had to kill him to get past him if you hadn't found another way to free him from his constraint. So
he's not in any condition to fight. He doesn't have armor or weapons or anything.
No, he's just literally wearing rags.
So if he wants to make a way back home, we can give him some food and I don't know, maybe some clothing or something to make his way.
He asks, you said that you were planning to defeat the giants, but what did that mean? Are you going to free the slaves as well, or what exactly?
Yeah, I thought we were only here to find something and get the hell out of here.
The conch, yeah.
we could ask him, do you know where the conch is?
Yeah.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are the rest of the slaves all kept in one area, or are they all dispersed in here?
He says they're generally kept in a similar area. And again, the slaves that you had previously freed kind of talked to you a little bit about this, but the forge, beyond the forge, the forge itself is kind of driven by this massive wheel that the slaves all take in turns to move. That basically keeps these ore carts rotating through this massive complex.
Right. Right.
Generally, the slaves don't really like fire the bellows or do anything like that, because that's actually much harder work that the fire giants have others to do, if not doing it themselves. But the slaves, like I said, they turn this wheel incessantly, and then they work in shifts where they're kept in cages when they're not actually working the wheel. So they are generally in the same area of the forge, which is kind of south of the area that you guys have explored already. They've never been. There's like a lower level as well, where the quarters are for the fire giants, and Duke Zolto and his family, and then of course the big chamber where you saw that Colossus. But he's not sure who would. He's not aware that slaves aren't usually taken to that area, so he doesn't think, or is at least not aware of any in that area.
Would you want to help free the slaves?
He says, I would do whatever I could. But I'm not a fighter, and I'm not sure how much use I would be to you.
Well, you know this place better than we do.
Yeah. And we just need a guide and to get those people to trust us.
I can follow you. I don't have much to live for otherwise, and I wouldn't last a day outside here on my own. So I'd be more than happy to help in any way I can, especially if it means liberating the rest of the slaves from this awful place. So yeah, he'll come with you.
Okay.
Plus, I think if we did that, that would be a kind of a distraction. It would create some chaos, which might be good for us in our fight. Unfortunately for you guys, they might follow some of you. But we'll try to prevent that.
Yeah, that he doesn't have much to say. If they catch us, they'll kill us. And probably you too.
Yeah.
I don't know how many fire giants are here, but there are many. Along with many ogres and hobgoblins and orcs.
All right.
Some of them are actually slaves, some of them are willing servants. But I will help in any way that I can.
All right.
So, yeah, you can now move through this area if you want. It does look like actually a pretty good bottleneck. It certainly is. The gap that this guy filled is not large enough that a fire giant would be able to fit through it without, bashing their way through the ore in some way, the ore wall itself. Which again, if it would be basically like as if Groot had tried to do it when he was in ape form, maybe a little bit faster.
Yeah.
But it would take time, and it's not like they could just magically pop to the other side. So
sure.
You figure you've probably got at least another 20 minutes of travel before you start to get to the mine, to the Ironslag itself proper.
Sure. Okay.
So if you're going to proceed from there, the rest of the trip is pretty uneventful. You guys, do I get the... Okay, cool. I was able to copy the. You still have your critters, I'm assuming, Groot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to move you to that map. Again, at the end.
So I'm assuming that I couldn't get through as an ape, right?
No, in the same way that it would block. The wolves can squeeze through because they're kind of
Yep.
long. But
Yep.
Yeah.
in an ape.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys continue traveling down until you reach the point where the ore cart tracks were.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to move you to that map now. Again, there's a big map. You guys are going to be in the top portion, upper left.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're heading down this passageway, this ore track. And I would say go ahead and if you want to make another insight check and another perception check. Ooh, down.
Ooh, look at that insight.
Yeah. Okay. So Groot, you very easily spot, and I guess Groot's the only one, but it really you only need one to spot. No, Mirror, you spot as well. There is an ore cart further down, and you recall there being a slope that led down to the area that where the room is where you killed Duke Zelto's son, and Voldry, you especially, actually, Tim, you as well. What am I trying to say here? Actually, I'm backing up a few steps. Mirror, you and Groot spot there is a pressure plate as you're heading along. Groot, I guess since you're in front, you would be the one to first spot this. There is actually a pressure plate that you can sense, and you can see that there's some sort of a pulley mechanism that's running down the length of this hallway, and it seems to terminate in something dangling in front of that cart.
Watch out for this. No.
And Don, you can kind of tell that this pressure plate would likely lift that whatever is dangling in front of that cart, and likely would cause it to roll forward at a fairly decent speed because the incline is like about
Downhill.
30 degrees.
Looks like yeah.
Well, do we want to move the cart, or do we want to walk, or can we walk around it, or is this blocking us?
You can see that there's probably enough space on either side of the cart that you could squeeze past it in this tunnel.
And can we put something in front of the cart wheels to keep it from rolling downhill just in case?
Yeah, because the rat and wolves and whatnot might be not quite so dexterous.
Yeah, this plate, it actually looks like it's one of the kind of the crossbar or the cross ties of the track itself. So,
sure, okay.
You know, putting pressure on there in any way looks like it would probably set this thing off. If you want to approach the cart, you can.
Sure, I guess so, and avoiding the pressure plate.
Right. Yeah, and once you get in front of it, you can see that this rope that's dangling down is indeed actually kind of a wedge brake mechanism that's keeping it in place. So you can kind of deduce that if you would have stepped on that pressure plate without seeing it, then it would have set off a motion of pulleys to raise that brake enough so that it would obviously be no longer braking the cart, and it would start rolling down forward.
Well,
And
then let's just cut. If I cut the rope, then it would just stay there, right?
yeah, there's nothing you could see that would, unless somebody physically moved it themselves.
Okay, let's cut the rope.
Yeah, good idea.
All right. So you slice through the rope and break remains, holding it in place. And you can see down at the end of that track, there is actually something that wasn't there before. It looks like a newly forged great iron bell that would probably sound very loudly if it was hit by this cart that was traveling down the same thing.
All right.
Like a little early warning alarm.
Mm-hmm. And you remember...
I thought it was like a barrel of dynamite or something.
No, you remember that this forge is very noisy and very, very hot,
right.
too. That's the other thing you remember is... And Uncut says to you that, yeah, the conditions in the forge are brutal. It's actually, dangerous in terms of the heat level that's in there.
It's hot.
It's
Damn
basically
hot.
considered
Real
extreme
hot.
heat for environmental conditions.
Wow. So they have to have Gatorade on site at all times, I take it?
Well, that
the
or,
Hydrate.
slaves are going to die a lot faster if they aren't. But there are lots of
Hydrating
shifts. The
stuff.
shifts change quite often because of that, because people just can't
Okay.
handle it. But anyway,
Yeah.
the noise itself, the gong would have to be pretty loud to attract attention. And you recall, you actually had a fight in that room, and it took a while
Right,
before someone
yes.
happened to wander in, and it was more of a matter almost of like, hey, what's the whole? Because you guys, I believe, stopped the.
Right.
It basically
Yes.
stopped the
The
unloading.
tracks, yeah.
So
Mhm.
they weren't. The bucket chain kept going, but they weren't getting anything in it. So
Any ore,
Right.
right. They weren't being filled. Yeah.
because this is the disembarkation point, I guess, if you will, for any ore coming in from the mines for processing. And
Wow, your camera just went crazy.
mine did.
Mhm.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
whoa,
you're
shit!
super
Yeah, I see
bright.
it.
Ah, my retinas.
It's just been acting really weird lately.
Yeah.
I have no clue what's going on here.
Oh, it's coming back.
Coming down
Slowly.
a little bit.
It's really.
Like it's like
Oh.
Now it's
Whoa.
spiked again.
Hang on.
It's any deceased loved ones trying to contact you right now? Hey, there we go.
Hey-o.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know what's going. It's been really flaky lately. Seems a little big, but anyway. So anyway, yes, it looks like obviously the thing was set off a big gong and alert, an alert, like you said, ringing the front doorbell, if you will, or the back doorbell.
So is it going to be workers down here? I asked the.
Well, when you came down before, you remember fighting a bunch of salamanders who were driving a bunch of the slaves.
Okay.
Right.
You're not sure what
What
you're
was
going to
this?
see this time.
Temple. What was this guy's name? The
The rat.
dwarf. The
Oh,
dwarf.
no. Uncut.
Oh yeah, uncut. That's it. I don't see him here, so.
Yeah, I guess I
Well.
could have a.
Well, let's scurry down, I guess,
Yeah.
and like stop right at the end, and kind of peek around and see what we can see in this room.
Do you want me to like bang YYZ on that bell?
Sure, we took all the trouble to avoid, stepping on the thing. Yeah, go ahead and blang on it. Bong, bong, bong.
Bum, 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 bum.
Hey guys, we're here.
Okay, yeah. So Uncut's going to just basically follow you guys.
Yeah, I can. So
So do we
Maybe
see
there's-
anything in this room?
So who's moving forward first?
These are moving, right?
Are
Yeah.
the carts moving? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're usually moving.
Oh Jesus! Hang
I
on.
think
Roll-
I
I'm fucked here. Roll 20 is not
Uh-oh.
responding at all.
Is it doing like it did to me the other time?
Did
it's
roll
just
20 just touch you?
it might have. I just have a performance just dropped off a cliff. I mean, I'm clicking
I'm
things and
not
it's
seeing
taking
anything.
like 8 seconds for anything to respond.
I'm not clicking nothing right now.
Everything on my end looks like it's all right.
All right,
Yeah.
give me a second. I'm going to close this session and I mean
Sure.
close my DM session and reload it.
Right.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Hope you don't have any windows open.
Well, I just it opened on the wrong screen, but completely obscuring my feed. Okay. Roll 20. Okay. So while that loads, what you remember from this area, again, I'll see if there's an actual description. Which this area... Okay, that's better. Yeah, so this is the ore depository. Basically, from what you recall of this area, is that it's basically an assembly bucket chain. There are these carts that are suspended on a chain that move through the chamber from east to west. West to east. I got this wrong before.
Yeah, they get filled down here, right?
Right.
And then they go that way.
Right, because they're processed then further, and then they finally wind up in the actual forge, which is off to the west, and that's where the bulk of the noise and the heat are coming from. And Groot had followed it through last time into the chamber
As
beyond.
a spider.
As a spider, and he knows that there's a great big open chamber where that massive statue is located, and the carts kind of went in one area, looked like there might have been some processing that took place, and then the carts circled back down to the south again to complete the loop. In this room, so you're approaching, it's really noisy. So you don't have to be too really stealthy in terms of your movement. But as you come around the corner, there is a fire giant standing right close by.
I mean, yeah, we'd probably go slowly and get within
Well, that's
sight,
just it.
maybe.
I'm going to... Are you actually trying to be stealthy even though it's noisy?
Yes.
I'm kind of assuming so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have him do a perception check, and you guys make a stealth check. Basically, I'd take the average of yours, and I'll see if he notices you.
Pus bucket. Oh my gosh, I actually was stealthy. I didn't trip over my own damn boots this time. Ah! Boom, 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 boom. Shit.
Really, it's just the front three that are kind of in sight of him.
Oh, okay.
So you're really the only three that would need to make this check. Like I said, sound isn't really an issue here because of the noise coming from the forge.
Oh, well, we're pretty damn stealthy then.
Yeah, he actually is facing away from you, so you will get a surprise round against him. That said, let's go ahead and roll initiative and see what transpires.
He doesn't have a second less favored son, does he? If we kill this guy, is he really going to get pissed off, or will he think we did him a favor?
Well, this guy's completely wearing plate mail armor, too, so...
Scheiße. Of course he is.
Looks like a more rank-and-file guard type of fire giant.
I got a reroll. Oh, I rolled the same thing. Nice. Are we we're not at advantage then, are we, Paul?
Advantage for what?
Like if I attack right now?
Why would you be at advantage?
Because he's got his back to us?
And that wouldn't convey any kind of advantage in attack.
All right.
But he does not he basically, you guys each get a partial
Right.
action. So if everyone's gone, I will go descending, and it looks like Groot, you get to go first. Partial action. That might be a third edition term, but it's basically you don't get like a full.
I get an action.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna. Actually, I'm just gonna look around the corner and make sure there's nothing else down the other way. I'm not gonna start the combat. I think I'm waiting for Mira to shoot him in the ass with arrows. Actually,
Okay, yeah, you
what I'll
look.
do is-
I
looking
can
to
if you want me to.
Looking to the left
move
and
up.
right, you don't see anything, and the only person or creature that you see is this fire giant.
Okay.
Then,
So
Mirror, it is your turn.
All right.
You'll get one attack.
Yep. I'm gonna try one of my special arrows.
Ooh.
Seeing, hey,
Fire giant slaying arrow.
yeah, giant slayer arrow.
I can't remember what that does, so give me a second here.
Yeah, I don't really remember. All I know is I had 5 of them. And I haven't used them yet.
Well, it's an arrow of slaying, basically.
Yep.
Creature would basically make a DC 17 con save or take an additional 6d10 piercing damage.
Okay. I'll try her.
All right. Ooh, that hits. All right, so
Ow, my ass!
8. He doesn't take any of the fire damage, so he takes 14.
No, right.
Right.
14
And then-
there.
Rolls 6. Rolls. He needs to. I'm sorry. First, he needs to make a con save, DC 17. He's got a plus 10 on his con save.
Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he made his save. However, he will take.
fat.
Half of that?
Roll 6d10.
Okay, I'm gonna do 3 twice because it's just easier.
Okay,
19.
so-
Oh yeah, either way, right.
Takes 19.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right. So yeah, that hurt him. That got his attention. So then.
And I didn't. Do
That's
my
your
hunter's mark,
turn.
But
You're
that's a
done.
bonus action, right? Yeah.
That's it. Voldry. He's definitely noticed you now.
Yeah.
Hiya, pal.
Yeah, he doesn't get to act though until it's.
Yep,
Actually, no,
turn.
he will not get to act until his next turn because it's a surprise round. So.
So
Okay.
let's hit him with a little sacred flame.
Okay. DC 14 Dex. Just made it.
Damn.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Bonus
And-
action.
No.
Nope, that's it. It's
Oh,
a
no.
partial round.
No
It's a
bonus.
surprise round.
Okay. Yep. Son of a bitch.
Samuel, you hear some commotion going on up ahead. Yeah, you could just barely, I think, squeeze in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I get to here
Yeah, I think so.
within range of him?
Yeah, that's all you can do, but yes.
I wouldn't be able to attack him.
No.
And I'm gonna stay further back where I can.
Sure. No. Smart.
Okay. He doesn't get to go because it's a surprise round. Sorendil.
Wait, don't I get to use a spell?
No.
Why not?
You
So
can
one-
act. You can move or act.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah,
The
it's
first
not
round,
like
yeah, it's a surprise round. It's treated a little
Oh.
differently. Once the
I'm not
once
doing
we
anything.
wrap around, you'll be able to do act down. And
Sure.
Sorendil, you're the last one to go before
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happens.
But I can still do a bonus action in action.
You can do
No.
an action
No.
or a bonus action.
Or a bonus action. Okay. I'll do a bonus action then. I will start my blade song.
There
Okay.
you go.
That's my round.
All right. So now we're at the top of the real initiative. So normal actions here forward.
Apply.
All right. I'm going to have the dire wolves attack. So then we'll do that, and then we'll do this, and we'll do.
Ooh, we got him.
Hey.
Shot through his armor.
So, if the target is a creature, it must succeed in a DC 13 strength save or be knocked prone.
Yeah, that's weird for a fire giant, but I'll roll with it. He's got a pretty high strength score. He's 26
I
strength.
You rolled a 1.
Yeah, there's always the chance, right?
And he got rolled a natural 22. So. Okay.
And then the other wolf missed. So 11 points of piercing damage from the first wolf. I'm assuming the 18 is still the number, right?
Yeah. He's wearing the same kind of plate.
Then I'm going to do something else. I'm going to move. So these are 10-foot squares?
I think so. Let me double check that.
Okay, yep. I'm going to do this.
Yes, they are.
Okay, and then I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do staff.
He's attacked by like 15 million animals all at once.
Right, yeah.
Ooh.
And that hits. And I'm going to constrict him. 15 bludgeoning damage, and he is now constricted.
Okay. All right. And Mirror, I'm going to say that any arrow that hits him will do half damage to the snake.
Oh, yeah, because he's constricted. Okay. Let's see what this is.
So we've never done that before.
No.
Why is that?
No, we haven't. That is an ad hoc ruling I am making, just because if it's big enough that it's going to constrict a fire giant, it's going to need to cover a substantial amount of his body. Okay, and I understand that seems suddenly arbitrary, and it's a. I'm trying to think. I don't want to complexify this too much either. You know what?
That would have impacted, because if that's the case, then I would have just bit, because.
I mean, can I?
Right, because
shoot
it's the staff. I don't want it to die, because if it dies, I ruin my staff. So.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's not go that route, because that is a new. Yeah, that would affect tactics, and we could do something like in 5e where if you missed by a certain amount, but I just don't want to go there, so we'll just drop that.
You can give him cover.
Yeah.
That's easy.
So shoot at disadvantage then?
No,
right?
He is like a +2 to his AC
or something.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
But 18 is 20.
Yeah. Okay, whatever. What do you guys roll? Okay, I'm gonna do my hunter's mark, and he has been injured, so I can do my Colossus Slayer. I'm just using regular arrows now. 21?
Right, that definitely hits.
So 8, 9, 10, 11, 13.
No fire.
Yep, I didn't count that.
Okay.
And 14 misses.
Okay.
I'm gonna bop over here.
All right. Valdry.
Well, so we got Bert and Ernie there, and he's constricted by the snake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I will. Why not? I will toll the dead him.
Hmm.
There you go.
Come on.
Make, I can never tell what this wisdom save. Okay,
Just, well, here we go. Yeah, so let me roll it here.
there we go. And he failed.
So he takes 11 necrotic because he's already damaged, right?
Correct. Yep.
So he takes 11 necrotic.
Nice.
And since he's I'm gonna I'm gonna step back on the tracks here just a little bit because I'm still kind of got a soft, squishy middle.
And Samuel's up.
All right, I'm going to step up to here, and I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers.
How
How dissonant. Careless.
Oh, come on. What the hell?
That is.
That was weird.
Cool.
Oh, that was your
He
roll.
takes half damage.
Okay. So yeah, he takes 11 and is not. Well, he's constricted. He
Takes
couldn't
half,
run away
so
anyway.
that's 5.
Okay, and it's now finally his turn. He might be able to break free because he's really friggin' strong, but that would be his
Right.
action, and he doesn't want to deal with that. Is the staff snake the one that's kind of constricting him?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of move him into the same square, so we know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to take a swing at Bert first. He's got a great sword. He hits Bert for 29 slashing damage.
And Bert has 8 hit points left.
Yeah.
Oh no, Bert!
Oh, whoa! Did I did Bert? No,
Yep.
I did Ernie.
He did.
Sorry, I gotta
It's
get
fine.
Bert,
We'll
so-
say it was Ernie. That's fine.
Okay.
And his second attack, he's going to focus also on Ernie, the same one. So, 17. Ernie is bye-bye. Okay, and that was his round.
Did his job.
Serendil.
Yep, better him than us.
Right.
Get Templeton in there.
Yeah, get him, Templeton.
Oh my God, the real threat approaches.
Holy shit!
Well, being as small as he is, he can get
my
down.
mortal fear is rats.
A rabid giant rat. You're up, Serenia.
All right, I run over here, and where am I? I have this.
Rapier of Wounding.
Nice.
Yeah, except they're all a 10.
Yeah. Unfortunately, just kind of bangs off of him.
I will click my heels together and run back.
There you go.
That does draw an
'Cause I
opportunity attack from the giant.
Oh shit, you're right. Nah, I won't click my heels together. I'll just stand there and hopefully he'll be dead by the time he gets back around.
Right.
That's taking a mighty big gamble, but okay. Groot, it is now your turn.
So Bert will attack.
You killed my friend. That is.
That's a miss, right?
Well, yeah, if we're going with the 2 AC bonus from the cover from the snake, yes.
Okay, then the snake is going to because I find it annoying. Is release his constrict and bite, and he will miss. And then
Templeton
what
comes in
can
and
I
one
do?
shots him.
That would be freaking awesome.
I cast heat metal again just to see if it works the second time. No, just kidding.
We thought you should be comfortable when you die.
Yeah. I guess I will just shoot him. Oh, and since I let him go,
Yep,
9
that
points
would
of
hit.
piercing.
9 piercing.
There we go.
All right. Mirror is now up.
All right, gonna continue my onslaught. 18 is what I need, right?
Yep.
Okay, so 5 for my hunter's mark.
Oh, crit.
Holy
So
shit.
9, 10, 11, 12 plus 16 is what?
28.
28. Wow.
28 plus 5.
33.
Yeah, 33.
Christ.
Yeah.
Sting.
I went. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I'm done.
I think you
Damn
cut
it.
2 and 1 for the first shot. So.
Right.
Okay, so that's Mirror. Valdry is up.
So he's no longer constricted.
He
Correct.
is not.
Yep.
Correct.
All right. Well, now I'm going to hit him with Sacred Flame.
Hopefully, let's do it. Nice roll.
DC 14. He
Damn
made
it.
it.
Shit.
Ah.
You're not supposed to be that agile.
Well, it's wisdom, so.
No.
It's dexterity.
Dex.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I got it.
Wisdom.
Oh, yeah, it's Dex.
Sorry, my bad. I made it anyway.
Yeah,
Same thing.
same roll.
Fuck you.
Actually, a different roll, but same result.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my.
Technically, he has better dexterity than wisdom.
Yeah, I would think.
Okay. All right, so that's Valdry Samrel.
Alright, well, there's no way I can get up there and actually attack him, like, close, so I guess I'm just gonna keep casting spells at him for now. And I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers at 2nd level.
Ooh, that is wisdom. Let me get the right one this time. Oh, he made it.
God damn it.
Dang it! Well, it was 15 points, so he takes 7
Yeah.
still.
He would have been able to flee this time had he failed, which would have drawn opportunity attacks, but
Oh, nice.
he did not. Yeah, Serendil, he thinks you're the cause of all these animals around him, so he's going to attack you.
Okay.
Because you look like a
Sure, what the
wizardy type that would summon things, and
Yeah.
he knows these guys aren't natural denizens. So 21?
Ah, yes.
Okay,
Just hit him, huh?
26 slashing damage.
Ouch.
And second attack, 20?
I'm gonna use my Bardic Inspiration.
There you go.
To do what?
I can reduce his attack. Trying to figure out. It's by whatever my Bardic Inspiration die is. I gotta.
I think it's an 8 now,
I
isn't
think
it?
I'm at an 8. I can't
Yeah.
remember.
I think it's an 8 now.
That's usable as a reaction.
Yeah. Here, I'll post it in chat for you.
Cutting words. I wonder if my character has this and never uses it. I never see it.
It might just be the.
Oh, it's College of
which
Lore.
type of bard are you?
Yeah, I'm a whisperer.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so you get
Is it? Am I at D8?
you're level 8, so it would be whatever you.
Yeah, so it is a D8. So. Let's see how much I cut it down by. Ah!
That's all you
19.
needed.
Oh, nice.
That's all you needed.
You distracted him. You had a really sour note on your instrument. He's like, what? That's awesome. Okay, and that's his turn. So, Serendil.
Sweet.
Whew.
He's like, yikes, literally. Woo.
Yeah, because that would have dropped me.
Oh, boy.
God damn. Hold on, let me look at this. Will that do anything? 1d6 cold damage has disadvantage of this weapon attack before the. All right, what the hell? Let's try it.
Con
DC
save.
50. Con save.
Damn. That's probably a good one.
And it's a cantrip, so he takes nothing.
Okay.
Shit. I would try to run, but
Yeah, it might not go well.
I don't think it'll go well.
He will get an opportunity attack.
Well, because I'm dancing now, or blade dancing, I still can cast another spell. So, oh man,
Save my
choose
bacon.
well. I'm gonna do chromatic orb, frost orb. God damn it, 12. I missed.
Ba-ding.
I missed.
All right. So you remain where
That's-
you are.
Yep.
All right. So you've got 4 more people to go before he gets a chance. So Groot, it is your turn.
Dire Wolf misses. Staff misses. And Groot. What time is it? It's 9:47. I'm taking my inspiration.
Ooh, nice.
Do 14 points of damage.
Oh, he is looking severely wounded at this point.
Nice.
Drop this guy before he drops me.
Yeah. I'm
The
next, so
final
hopefully I can't.
countdown. Mirror.
All right. Be a good roll here.
Just want to stop in and say, good
3,
luck. We're all counting on you.
We're cutting. Of course, he got the
20,
freaking 20s across the
So-
board. Jesus.
15.
He had 5 hit points left.
Oh, sweet!
He dropped.
Nice.
Crashes to the ground, and even with all the noise and commotion from this, there's still roaring noise coming from the foundry or from the forge area. So, as far as you guys know,
if anyone's got any healing.
Yeah.
So let me ask a question to the group. So everybody's been casting spells. Is it wise to go after the leader guy
With nothing
with our
in the
wizard
tank?
down all their spells?
No.
I think we should retreat somewhere, power up, and then come back. I mean, we killed 4 giants already, so
Yeah, I think
That's
a
my
strategic-
vote too,
I
because
think a
I
strategic
love
retreat
lightning
is
bolt
due.
and I want that back.
yeah. I
I
agree.
still had one. I was holding it in reserve, but yeah.
I think we should hide on the east side of the cavern in a hut, not on this west side.
Okay.
the
What do you
east.
think of
Well-
that idea?
Oh, you mean in the
Or
Yak
what about-
Village?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or what about the little cave in the wall that's
Yeah,
down the stairs?
the Chimera Cave.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that would be a good place too.
Because they never found that, I don't think.
right.
Sure.
As far as we know.
Yeah.
But
that-
that's probably not on their regular patrol.
Correct. Right. True. Because they'll find all the blood and stuff out there.
Oh,
I agree.
speaking of blood, what are we gonna do with this stiff here?
Nothing.
Fucking
Nothing.
leave them.
Okay.
All right, but we
Yeah.
still got our little buddy to protect.
I'm gonna take all my arrows though.
Where was he in all this? Cowering, I hope?
Yeah, he
Right,
was
yeah,
like.
too,
He's
Let's-
like more
let's take
afraid
a-
of you guys now than the fire giants.
You should be.
Yeah, he can come with us. We'll feed him and
Oh, he's
Yeah.
coming with
Keep
you.
him
Yeah,
warm.
well, he's not going to
Yeah.
hang out there till you come back.
right.
Wait here.
Yeah, I'll let the fire giants know that you didn't show up. I took care of this guy. Yeah, it was me.
Right.
Please put me in molten ore again. Okay.
I'm just wondering, someone's probably gonna come through here if could we drag him up this other track or something like that. I don't know, just to make it not obvious.
Yeah, is there like a
Well, you did
pit
cut
or
the rope.
something?
You cut the rope from the trap. You cut the guy out of the trap or out of the ore.
Well, yeah. They might notice that if they go through. Well, they wouldn't be going through there because a fire giant
Yeah,
couldn't
right.
go through there, right?
He's got to
Well-
weigh like 1,000 pounds.
Right.
Okay. All right.
I vote we forget it and just move on.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
let them
Yeah.
find him.
Yeah. Well, we'll know if they find him if we hear some commotion while we're in our cave.
Yep.
So you guys are going
Or
to.
Paul and I turn into giant apes and we cut him up and eat him.
And we can create that tiny hut too, right? Do we still have that hut thing?
Oh, Lehman's tiny hut? I don't have it prepped, I don't think.
Oh,
No.
okay. All right.
Well, so yeah, let's retreat out of here.
Yep.
Back the way
Okay.
we came.
So you
It's a
retreat
good
back.
stopping point for you then, Paul?
Yeah, this is fine. So you retreat back to the Yak Folk village, and you're going to spend the night there.
Yeah.
Oh, we were gonna go to that
Oh, I thought we were
Chimera,
gonna go to the
Chimera
cave.
cave.
Oh, you're going to the
Which
Chimera
is-
Cave. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
All right. I think I had a map for that, but I can't remember.
I mean, just
It was a staircase.
It was just part. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just go down the
Just-
stairs a bit.
just put us on this map, like down here or something, and pretend we're
or
there.
down here in the rocks.
Just in case, could somebody try to heal me? Just
Yeah.
in case
Yeah,
I get
yeah.
interrupted.
I got you, big fella. Let's see. What have I got to do? I will do a since we're gonna take a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Just
I'm gonna
touch
do
him. 40 points, right?
yeah, preserve life. So you get 40 points back. Bam.
Cool. All right, thank you.
Give
I just,
me a
if we got interrupted, I wanted to make sure we could. I wasn't like half dead.
Right.
I said, be healed.
Give me a second here.
Sweet.
Oh, come on.
Did some damage.
Yes, I want the giant cleaver sword.
Right.
Plus 12 to hit.
Yeah, if Paul or I transformed into an ape, we could use the giant's greatsword.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably that would be cool.
Okay, I don't know why these guys are supposed to be on the map level. Hang on.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Okay, so they were on the map level. Oh. There we go.
There's
Sorry.
our cozy cave.
Anyway,
Straight by the
okay, so
fire.
you guys are going to hole up in the Chimera Cave. That's where we can pick up next time. And
Okay.
you're going to take a long rest there, I assume.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
All right. So that sounds like a good spot to end it for tonight. We will pick up next time. And Paul, now I know you're going to be gone next session,
Yep.
if I recall correctly. That was
I will be.
Where you going?
I'll be in Florida golfing.
Nice.
Actually, when is it? Well,
Like,
it's the 24th.
Where?
Take
oh
a
yeah,
laptop.
I'll be golfing that day. Yep.
Take
Where-
a laptop.
So
Join
I tell you what,
remotely.
I
Where
will.
are you
Can we leave
golfing?
it open as a maybe for me? Because theoretically, it's going to be 7:30, and if I end up staying home, I could conceivably log on with my Chromebook and call
Yeah.
in with my phone.
That-
I definitely.
The other option, if you want, I can shift my week forward. I know Tim shifted his back to next week, and I
we
could
have to
shift
ship
mine
it
forward.
all the way to the 16th. No, I'm gone through the.
He's
I'll
way
be
gone.
traveling that. So hang on. So the 31st. Nope, I'm in Memphis on the 31st.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep normal time then, the 24th, and if we're able to join, that'd be awesome.
Yep.
If not,
I will let you know.
if not,
What,
Groot will succumb to
courses you
the
playing?
usual NPC disease where he kind of becomes slack-jawed. Anyway,
Slack-jawed yoke.
the slack-jawed. All right, cool. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Good session,
All right.
and we'll see you next
Yeah.
time.
you.
We managed not to
Good
die.
night.
Yeah,
right,
amazingly
see ya.
enough.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Bye.